And we are live. I'm going to wait for you guys to catch up a bit because I do think it is a little bit behind. But drop your score prediction so long into the chat. This is a little bit of an experimentation, this live streaming. Let's see if you guys enjoy it. So we're basically I'm gonna do a sort of a pre-match thing, go through the lineups, give you some of my thoughts. You guys can give me your thoughts down in the comments. And then I'm going to watch the game and sort of give you my live thoughts, my live updates. Hopefully you guys are watching along. If you're not, then hopefully you can follow through over here. But no, I'm not at the game. We are live streaming it here from Cape Town in the studio. Let me know what your guys' predictions are. Johan Kotze, 60-30, 43-15. If they show the rugby live on SABC2, they are showing the rugby live on SABC. They've just said that in the pre-match build-up. But how are we feeling about this game? Because after last week's second half performance, I think there's a lot to be desired from the Springboks. Rassie's made a plethora of changes, which we will be going through. We'll be going through everything. 90-20, Craig. Sure. 74-34. Look, if Italy are scoring 34 points, then I think we're in big trouble, because I think that was the problem from last week, is that Italy scored far too many points, especially in that second half. So hopefully Italy don't score that many points, and hopefully Rassie's made some changes in that defense, and hopefully we can stop them a little bit. Everyone seems pretty optimistic. Ryan, 52-10. They're not warming up. Oh, they are warming up now. Here's Willie le Roux on his 100th cap. Busy warming up. 56-30. See, it is worrying me that there are quite a few predictions with Italy's score being so high. Because if you look at what the All Blacks did this morning against France, they absolutely obliterated them. I don't think last week's performance that New Zealand put up against France kind of paints the picture of where they're at. I think this morning paints a much better picture of where New Zealand are in terms of what they're going to be like when we go to Eden Park in Wellington to go and play New Zealand. As we stand right now, let me just get a consensus. How are we feeling about those two New Zealand test matches? Because I think those two, especially the one at Eden Park, is probably our most difficult game of the year. Hello, Dana. I think that Eden Park test match against New Zealand is definitely one of the... Joshua, what's up, brother? It's definitely one of our more difficult test matches this year. Ireland, France at the end of the year away from home, also very, very difficult. But I think that New Zealand test match at Eden Park, where they're 50 games unbeaten, is going to be the biggest game of the year. Not good. Shout me out. What's up, Joshua? Well, then our team had better pick up their game big time. Yeah, look, I think Rassie's definitely going to pick a much different team for that Eden Park test match. Those are going to be our big swingers. 57-17 to Italy. See, it's worrying me that you guys think Italy are going to score 2 or 3 tries. I really don't think Italy should be scoring more than a try against the Springboks, especially at home. If you look at the Springboks during World Cups, they never, ever concede tries. I think Eden Park is going to be a great game. That is going to set the tone for the next year's rugby. I think I agree with you, Jazza. That Eden Park test is absolutely massive. If we can knock New Zealand over at Eden Park, where they're 50 games unbeaten, then we are operating. Ons gaan wen, man. This is a 60-plus point game today. That's what Forrest has to say. Look, it's difficult because we made a lot of changes, and maybe we should get into the team a bit so we can discuss this. So here's the forwards. Almost 400 kilograms worth of meat in the front row for the Springboks. I saw a funny tweet that said the front row is one good meal away from 400 kilograms, which probably means our scrum is close to a ton. So how Italy are going to deal with that is going to be a question, because Italy suffered against our scrum last week against Volcolo and Ox. You're actually right. I think it might be... Are you going to get the new jersey? I might be getting the new jersey. I'll have to see. I don't know if I like the white one or the green one more. But I also really like this jersey. I mean, I think this is one of the nicer Springbok jerseys we've got. But into the forwards, Thomas du Toit, Malcolm Marx, Volko Low. Look, I thought Volko had a phenomenal game last week. He didn't provide much in terms of carrying, but I mean, his job was to scrum, and that's exactly what he did. Malcolm Marx, I thought, had a pretty average game for Malcolm Marx standards last week. He cost the Springboks one try when he sort of went to go and try poach a ball on the try line and then was quite slow to get back. And to be fair, it's the Italian forward saw that gap and went straight over. So Malcolm sort of needs to step up. I think one of our weaker points last week was also the lineouts. I think we lost 3 or 4 lineouts, and I know Bongi lost 2 or 3. Malcolm also lost 1 or 2. So that's definitely needs to be a point of improvement this week for the Springboks is lineout time. And then it's great to see Thomas du Toit back. I mean, he's had some great seasons for Bath over the last 2 seasons, and it's good to see him back. Surprised he's starting. I was thinking that he was probably going to be on the bench. And then into the lock department. Now, I think this is going to be a big debate. Is Salman Murat at 4 and Ruan Nokia at 5. Now, if I have to give you my honest opinion, I'm still unsure about Salman Murat. I'm not sure if he is the standard that a Springbok lock needs to be. He plays extremely well for Western Province and Stormers, but then when he seems to put on the Springbok top, he doesn't have that same impact. So I think this is a big test match for him, especially because he is captaining. Let me know what you guys think about Salman Murat in that 4 jersey. But this is a big game for him because he really needs to stand up. And then Ruan Nokia partnering with him. I mean, I think our strongest locks are probably Eben and Archie Snyman. Well, definitely Eben. But I would love to see him partnering up with Archie Snyman. Ruan Nokia was probably one of the finds of the season last year for the Springboks. I think he was phenomenal in a Springbok jersey last season. I'm glad that he's finally back from injury and that he's going to be playing today, because I think Ruan Nokia also provides some good line-out support. He's very good at the set pieces. He calls the line-outs very, very well, and that's, like I said, an area that we need to improve on. Let me just run through the comments here. South Africa 98-10. This will sound arrogant, but I have zero worry about Eden Park. I think we're going to win by 10 points in that match. That's a massive, massive call. But I don't disagree with you. Still think Salman Murat shouldn't captain. Look, it is what it is. I would have thought maybe Pieter-Steph du Toit would have captained this side, but I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, Rassie Erasmus sees something in Salman Murat as sort of the future captain for the Springboks. So, I mean, when has Rassie ever been wrong? So, we're just going to have to wait and see for that. I think Pieter-Steph should captain. Yeah, agree. You can do it for one win again. Eben should start. What's up, Christian? How are you, brother? I don't think Murat has been good enough for what we've seen. Look, like I said, I think this is a big, big day for Salman Murat. He needs to prove himself. He's probably proved himself within the Springbok camp, but he needs to prove himself for the South African public, because we've seen it with Manie le Roux, right? Manie sort of came onto the scene. Everyone was behind him. Then he had a couple of bad games kicking, and then the public kind of shifted and turned on him, and now it feels like the public's sort of back on Manie le Roux's side after that Barbarians game, and people are kind of seeing what Manie provides for the Springboks in that attacking. He provides so much more in attack. I think, and I've said it in previous videos, that maybe Handré Pollard is slightly one-dimensional when it comes to attack, where Manie and Sasha provide the Springboks a little bit more on the attacking front. And I think with Tony Brown as attack coach, that is something to consider. Then into the loose forwards. Marco van Staden, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and Jasper Wiese. Now I think let's start with Jasper, because Jasper had a phenomenal game last week for the Springboks. I think he is probably our number 1 8th man at the moment. I mean, you got Ulrich Lowe is injured, you got Cameron Hanekom is injured, you got Juarno Augustus, who made the lineman camp, that's injured, you got Kwagga Smith, you got Evan Ruiz, so we have plenty of depth, and at the moment I do think Jasper Wiese is our number 1 choice. If Cameron Hanekom was fit and he was playing and he was in form, that might, in my opinion, might change a bit. I do think Cameron Hanekom is the future in that number 8 jersey, as well as potentially Ulrich Lowe. But I think Jasper's in for another big game, and then we know what Pieter-Steph du Toit provides. It's going to be interesting to see him sort of come back from injury. I thought he would potentially be coming off of the bench. But Rassi's starting him. I don't know, Rassi likes to start players who are sort of coming back from injury. Rassi likes to start them and sort of get their wheels turning. Then Mark van Staden, I thought had a pretty average game last week, and he's also one of those. At 6 is one of those positions where I think we lack a little bit of depth. And I was surprised not to see Sia starting this week because he is fit. Rassi is saying that there is a bit of a niggle, but I think he is fit. I think we're just kind of saving him for those bigger test matches later down the year. What else are you guys saying? Yeah, we love the book. Hello, Jordan. I've met you once. Let's go. If Murat shapes and backs himself, he'll be one hell of a player and captain. I agree with you, Marcel. I do agree with you, but he needs to prove it on the big stage. I don't know why Rassi insists Murat is a potential future captain when I think Sasha will be captain in 5 years. Look, I think this is another conversation because do we burden Sasha with the captaincy? I think Sasha plays his best rugby when he is loose, when he's free, when he can do what he wants and express himself. I don't know if we should burden him with that captain role just yet, maybe in 5 to 7 years. But I think we need to let Sasha just develop and find his way within the Springbok system. I think the Springboks will win with 20 points. Rather have a one-dimensional, old, reliable Pollard than hit and mostly miss le Roux, who has 1 or 2 amazing games and 10 terrible games. Forrest, that's a fair point. But if Marnie is operating, let me put it to you like this. If Marnie and Sasha are playing to their potential and they're kicking above 80%, would you rather have Andre Pollard, who is going to be consistent off of the boot, he's going to give you that 80%, maybe is a little bit more one-dimensional in attack, or would you rather have Marnie le Roux or Sasha Feinberg and Gumazulu, who are hitting that 80%, maybe touching that 80%, but provide you more attacking opportunity? It's a question, and I think it's something we're going to see in the selection over the next couple of months for the Springboks. Guys, if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. Also, please hit that like button so this stream can be shared with more people in the algorithm. I want to see if we can get to 1,000 likes on this live stream. So go ahead and like this bad boy up and hit subscribe if you haven't. What are you guys saying here? Hi, big fan. I have a question. Can you settle an argument between me and my brother? Who is a better scrummager, Asenati or Volkolo? Look, I think Volkolo at the moment, but Asenati is also right there. I think Volkolo was a little bit unfortunate not to get URC player of the season. So I think Volko's slightly ahead at the moment. Asenati is definitely not far behind. I want the starting 15 to be Thomas, Malcolm, Volko, Eben Ruan, Marco, Peter, Jasper, Williams, le Roux. I'm assuming you're saying Kane and Moody there. Delende, Jesse Creel, Jesse Colby, le Roux. Well, let's dive into the backs. Because, I mean, it's a massively changed backline. And we had our sort of our set in stone backline last week against Italy in Moni van den Berg, who had a phenomenal game for the Springboks. Then you had Pollard, you had Chesy, you had Kurt Lawrence, you had Damien Delende, Jesse Creel, and then you had Damien Willemse in that 15 jersey. Now, there's a lot of decisions to be made here because I think the jerseys that are most up for grabs are 9, 10, and 15. So I want to hear what you guys think. Who should be starting in that 9? If we had to pick the best possible Springbok 23 to take the field against the All Blacks at Eden Park, who is in that 9, 10, and 15 jersey? I'm going to let you guys... Donna May, stop it, man. I'm going to let you guys get those into the comments. I'm going to read a couple of comments and then I'll circle back. I don't think the captaincy is a burden to Sasha. Of course, I wouldn't make him captain yet, but in 5 years when he's around 50 caps, I think he'll be perfectly ready. I don't disagree with you, Forrest. There might be other options there, but it is an interesting conversation. Shin says, someone needs to show he's worth being there. Up until now, he's been dismal in a Bok jersey. We, the fans, expect a play like we got from Vincent last weekend. That is correct. Vincent Chachuka, on another note, Vincent Chachuka has made arguably one of the best debut starts, first 2 starts for the Springboks that we've seen in a very, very long time. 2 tries against the Barbarians, was absolutely dominant, and then was probably one of the players of the game last week against Italy. So I think Vincent's got a phenomenally bright future. It is a shame for him that Peter Steph the Toy also wears the number 7 jersey. So it's going to be interesting to see where he fits in there. Reinach at 9 to start with Grant coming on. Quick question. Do you think we will have a similar type of team against All Blacks, or rather put Handré Pollard in? I don't think this will be the team that plays the All Blacks. There's obviously a lot of changes, 16 changes in total, 11 to the starting lineup this week. Look, Handré Pollard's definitely the safe bet against the All Blacks, but we have nothing to lose when we go to Eden Park. So when we go there, I think that is a time to take risks. Everyone's expecting us to lose, so why not give a Sasha or a Marnie an opportunity under the bright lights? Let's change up the game plan a little bit more attacking, and try and catch New Zealand off guard. I'm also excited to see that Rassie is playing flare-style backline. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more running this week from the Springbok backline. Willie le Roux, I think Grant is our best scrum half. 9, 5, 10, Sasha, 15, Willemse. Love the cap brew. Where do I get one? Liam, don't you worry, brother. It's all in the works. Don't you think Pollard is lower rated? You can't. Let me have a sip of this first. Look, I don't think you can ever discredit Handré Pollard. He's done it on so many stages. He's won 2 World Cups for the Springboks. He can still do it. But it's just a matter of where the Springboks are going in the next 2 years as we build up to that 2027 Rugby World Cup. It's what type of rugby do we want to be playing? Does Handré Pollard fit into that style? Is a Marnie or a Sasha a better candidate for that? So those are the types of questions we should be asking ourselves, rather than just, should we play Pollard, Marnie, or Sasha? I think we need to wait and see what type of style rugby the Springboks are going to play in the next couple of months. Surely Ruan is a natural captain. Ruan Okia could also definitely be captain. Sasha will start against the All Blacks more than likely. Forrest says, quick one. Do you think we have depth in that 13 position? So I did make a video about this probably a week or 2 ago. No. I think 13 is probably the position where we have the least amount of depth. We've got Jesse Creel, we've got Kane and Moody, we've got Ethan Hooker. Lukanya is injured. They didn't call up Lorenzo Julius. So that is a position where we are lacking a little bit of depth. But if Jesse Creel's fit, Jesse Creel is our best number 13. It's going to be interesting to see how Kanan goes, because there was chat. Jake White was always saying that he wants to develop Kanan Moody into a 13, but then he plays him on the wing. So I think Kanan Moody is a phenomenal rugby player. Whether he fits better in at 13 or wing is another question. And I think he probably plays more games for the Springboks if he is a 13 than if he's a wing. Tino says, Jordan, please read out my comment. Do you think the Boks can go 3 in a row? Of course I do. Of course I think the Springboks can go 3 in a row. I think maybe bar France. France and the Springboks probably have the most depth in world rugby at the moment. And depth is what wins you World Cups, because there are going to be a couple of injuries. You need to be able to rest players in that 7-week period. We've shown that we can do it back to back. That's why I think that New Zealand tour, those 2 test matches, I know I keep speaking about it, but that is why I think those 2 test matches are so important. Because if we can go over to New Zealand and beat them once or maybe even twice, then that's going to give the Springboks so much confidence going into that 2027 Rugby World Cup. As well, France and Ireland away. If we can beat New Zealand, France, and Ireland away this year, then I think we are definitely in that number 1 seed going into that 2027 Rugby World Cup. So yes, the short answer is yes. There's a lot of factors that play a role, but yes, I do. Handré Pollard effectively is the reason we won the last 2 World Cups. No chance. You just let him go. Yeah, 100% Forrest agree. Who would you want to be captain? Now hear me out. And this is an extremely hot take, but hear me out. If Vincent Chichuka can stay in form, if he can get 20 to 30 to 40 caps for the Springboks over the next couple of years, I think there is a world where Vincent Chichuka, after the Rugby World Cup, becomes the next Springbok captain. He's captained the Sharks at Currie Cup level and won it. He's captained them at URC level. He is just a leader at heart. I spent quite a lot of time with Vincent Chichuka, and I think he has the makeup to be the next Springbok captain. Now, yes, he's only played 2 games for the Springboks. It's a wild take. But I do think he has an outside chance if he continues the form and the way he's playing it's my outside chance. Let me know what you guys think about that. How do you think the set piece will go with so many changes with the forwards? I don't think there's that many changes, right? So Volkolo and Malcolm started last week. Thomas the Toy is an absolute beast when it comes to set piece. I think the lineouts are going to be a lot better because of Ruan Nokia and Salman Murat. And I think Malcolm will fix up a little bit. And then, I mean, Peter Steph the Toy is another fantastic jumper in the lineout. So I think our set piece will be perfect. Jordan, we are tired of you pushing France. You're South African or what? I am South African, but I am realistic. And I think you have to look all around. I'm not saying France are the #1 team in the world. I'm just saying that they do have phenomenal depth. I mean, you saw they pushed New Zealand last week. Personally, I think Kane is a better 13, and then I'd pay him with Hooker at 12. Look, let's see how Hooker's debut goes. He was phenomenal for the Sharks, but let's see how it goes. Vincent would be an alright captain. Maybe when Sia retires, he can be the intermediary captain between that and Sasha, potentially. I think Willemse should get a run at 12 for the Boks before the All Blacks test. Well, this is my thing with... It's a valid point, and I hear you. But why would we play Damian Willemse at 12 when we can play Andre Esterhuizen or Damien Delende at 12? I get the whole playmaking situation, and I know if the Stormers had this issue this season where you play Marnie at 10, you play Damien at 12, you have Warwick Gelant at 15. I get it. There's a lot of playmakers on the field. But I think Damien Willemse is much better at 15 than he is at 12. And I know we're trying to fit in Apalele Fassi at 15. But at the end of the day, I think we need to pick the best player in each position. I don't think we should be trying to play players out of position, if that makes sense. Have you been following the Craven Week? I have been following the Craven Week. And I wanted to go to the Craven Week, but it was a bit out of... I mean, it's in Mpumalanga. It's a little bit out of the way. I did want to go and cover it. Let me know if you guys would be keen on me making a video about that. Don't you want your captain to be Chase and Colby? No, I don't think that makes sense. You need your captain quite close to the action. And I think I can't name one captain who's been a winger. Jesse Creel was probably the furthest out that we've seen a Springbok captain at outside centre last week. Vinny over Evan Ruiz for captain. Look, I think they're both in similar positions. Evan Ruiz just hasn't had enough game time in a Springbok jersey. Vincent Chichuka has only played 2 games. So I think it's all going to come down to who plays more rugby in the next couple of years. And how well do they play that rugby, and can they keep their position in the team? Because the captain has to be nailed on. That's why Eben's captain. That's why Sia's been such a successful captain, because he's been able to keep his level of play that high. I'll tell you why I don't think France will win 2027. Their first team doesn't travel. They only play in Europe. Only their C team and D team players ever travel. Look, France are always going to be hyped up. They were hyped up for the 2023 Rugby World Cup. It was in France. They were favourites to win, and then we ended up knocking them out in the quarterfinals. So I agree with you. Their players do need to travel a little bit to sort of get that experience. I think the All Blacks, and I also think watch out for England. England are slowly but surely creeping up the ranks, and I think they're going to be in a perfect position by the time that 2027 Rugby World Cup comes around. What do you think Kobus Visser can produce in a Springbok shirt? Well, let's go over the Springbok bench. I didn't really touch on the backline, but Grant Williams, Manie Lebok, Makazolo Mapimpi, Andre Esterhuizen, Kane Moody, Edel van der Merwe, Willie le Roux. It's great to see Edel van der Merwe back in a Springbok jersey. Willie le Roux's 100th test match. I mean, what an achievement. But I wanna hear your guys' take. Do you think Rassie Erasmus moves on from Willie le Roux after this, after he's got his 100th cap? Or do you think Willie le Roux still has the game to be in a Springbok 23, or should we be focusing more on an Apalele Fassi and Damien Willemse? Will I be covering the New Zealand match? What do you mean by that? Esterhuizen could also captain if you ask me. Interesting call. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. I'll forever be a fan of you as well. So let's get into the bench. And again, guys, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on this video. We're about 15 minutes to kick off, but here is the bench. A controversial 5-3 split by Rassie Erasmus. Very, very controversial. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Ox, Asenati. I mean, just look at that front row. And more specifically, look where Jan-Hendrik Wessels is going to play. He's going to come on at hooker. Yes, I will be doing live commentary. I'll be speaking about the game and reacting to it. So you guys can hang out here and, I mean, we can chat some rugby. Jan-Hendrik Wessels is coming on as replacement hooker. That just shows how versatile Jan-Hendrik Wessels is, because he played prop last week. He's been playing phenomenal in that position, and now Rassie Erasmus wants to test him in that hooker position, which then means that our hooker ranks are Malcolm Marx, Bongi, Marnus van der Merwe, and Jan-Hendrik Wessels. And I think Rassie's still trying to figure out that third choice hooker, because he tried out Johan Gqeberha last season. He's fallen by the wayside, but if Jan-Hendrik Wessels can cover both hooker and prop, then he's going to be in most Springbok 23s. Then we got Ox and Asenati. I mean, imagine taking off Volkolo and Thomas du Toit and bringing on Ox and Asenati. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then Kobus Wisse and Evan Roos finishes out the forward pack. Look, Kobus Wisse had a phenomenal season for the Bulls. I was interested to see if he's going to come on at lock or if he's going to come on at Lucy. I would assume he's going to come on at lock, but there is a world where Pieter-Steph du Toit moves to lock and Kobus Wisse comes on at 7. But I do think he'll probably go into that lock department. Evan Roos, another big opportunity for him, another opportunity for him to prove himself. And then the 3 backline players, Kobus Reinach, Sasha, and Ethan Hooker. Now, Ethan's wearing the 23 jersey, and the last time Andre Esterhuizen wore that 23 jersey, he came on at flank and played 37 minutes at flank. So, yes, while Ethan Hooker could come on at center, outside center, inside center, wings, he could also come on at flank. So, it's going to be very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about bench. I'm very, very keen to see when Sasha comes on, if he's going to be given 20 minutes, 30 minutes, a full second half. What are you guys saying here? As the ball coach, do you take the XP of Mpimpi as wing cover or new and exciting Edwall for the 2027 Rugby World Cup? I think it all comes down to form. You got to pick form players when the World Cup comes around, and yes, XP is very, very important. And I don't think it's difficult to name a game where Makazole Mpimpi had a bad game. But let's see. I mean, Edwall had a great debut for the Springboks last year against Wales, then unfortunately got injured. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the game today. Last week, France were competitive with the All Blacks, but it was literally only because the All Blacks were rusty. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It would be interesting to see if France brought over all their big guns, but obviously they never do that, which is a little bit frustrating. Controversial bench, boo. When we play 6-2 and 7-1, we're killing the game, according to the pundits. When we play 5-3, controversial because it's too traditional. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Disagree with that pack, period. Let's see what that pack is. Ox, Bongi, Volko, Eben, Frankusia, Chuka, Ulrich. Look, I mean, it's bold leaving Pieter-Steph du Toit out of a Springbok pack. I think you got to put Pieter-Steph du Toit in that Springbok pack. Ox Bongi, I think I'd still start Malcolm. Volker, you've also got Vincent Koch, you've got Frans Malherbe who's injured. Eben, Franco, I want to see Archie Snyman start a game with Eben Etzebeth. I really want to see that. Siaj, Chuka, and Ulrich at 8. Ulrich's injured at the moment. But I think Jasper Wisse is still our number 1 pick at 8. Do you think Kobus Reinach is better from the bench? Look, this is always a debate, because you got to play like Kwagga Smith, who it almost feels criminal not to put him on the bench because he's such a good impact player. So you got to feel a little bit bad for him just because of how good of an impact player he is. But I don't know. I think you could play Kobus either way. I love that Grant's starting. I absolutely love that Grant Williams is starting. I think Grant, on his day, is probably our best scrum off. Kobus Reinach just seems to be able to keep that level he's had for the past couple of years. But you do have these new guys coming through. Morne van den Berg has had 2 phenomenal games. It's interesting. Did I play rugby when I was young? Yes, I actually still play rugby. I started playing rugby in grade 5. And then I ended up making the under 13B Bulls team. Then I went to high school to St Albans in Pretoria. Played rugby there. Unfortunately, I never grew. I think I was 72 kilograms in matric. I ended up playing seconds. And then I had a massive growth spurt after school. I now weigh 100 kilograms. And I play for Hamilton's here in Cape Town. What do you think about Intercausal? Oaks. Intercausal Makaza. If you didn't see, the Cheetahs played Georgia last night in what was meant to be Georgia's warm-up game. And the Cheetahs ended up beating them 24-20. Our boy, friend of the channel, Intercausal Makaza, ended up scoring 2 tries in that game. I was surprised that he wasn't kicking off of the tee because of his crazy kicking record in the Varsity Cup. But I mean, it was meant to be a warm-up game for Georgia, and the Cheetahs ended up beating them. So I think Georgia are in for a massive, massive game next week. I'd actually, prefer to see the Springboks take on the Cheetahs. But we are getting Georgia, and I think the Springboks are going to put a lot of points on the Georgians. I rate Makaza goes to the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Potentially. Look, I still think we could see Makaza this year in a Springbok jersey. I think we might see him next year if we don't see him this year. Do you think that Andre Esterhuizen can start for other national teams? Yes, I do. I mean, he can definitely start for Italy and he can definitely start for Georgia. I'll tell you that for free. As a Bok coach, are you throwing everyone into the deep end in hopes that he rises to the pressure, or do you coach his undisciplined ways out slowly but surely? Look, I think he's miles better of where he was 2 years ago. His discipline really let him down 2 years ago. But I think he's got to a point now where I don't think his discipline is that much of an issue anymore. He just needs game time, and it's so difficult to balance the game times because you've got so many 8s for the Springboks. And when Cameron Hanekom and Ulrich Loh are back, it's going to be so difficult. Remember that Evan Roos got called up because Cameron Hanekom got injured. Are you going to play for the Boks one day? One day I will play for the Boks, or at least train with them. And that video will be on this channel. I promise you that, Megs. Springboks versus Cheetahs would be crazy. Not in any top 7 teams. Andre Esterhuizen in top 7 teams. Is he better than Geordie Barrett? Probably not. Tupelotu for Scotland, probably not. Bundi Aki Island, France. Who's the French inside centre? Australia. He could probably start for Australia. He could probably start for England. All Blacks really stepped it up. Did the Boks do the same this week? I think so. They're busy going through the lineups now. They're going to be running out pretty soon. And Willie le Roux will be running out first for his 100th cap. What position did you play in primary school? I've always played fly-off or inside centre. I started at inside centre, then I moved into fly-off. I currently play fly-off, but I can also play inside centre. Personally, in my opinion, when it comes to France, sending D teams down south, I think we should rather just stop inviting them. I'd much rather invite a team like Japan. Yeah, I agree with you. But again, they also are building depth. I mean, you have to give them an opportunity to test depth. And if they had come over to New Zealand and beaten that New Zealand side, then the conversation would be completely different. Cheers, man. Congrats on the success on your channel. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And mark my words, we're going to be putting in all the work to make sure that happens. Do you have any advice on tackling? Because I play as a prop, but I'm scared to tackle for under 14. You can't be scared. You got to just... I think in tackling's all about mindsets. And I'm also not the best tackler, I'll be honest with you. But you kind of just have to switch your brain off, get low, head down, and drive through. Because you're more likely to get injured if you're scared than if you're not. What do you think about all the All Blacks versus France? And what could you say about Jordan Hendrickson not playing for the Boks so far? Or do you think he will start against the better teams? I've given a lot of takes on France and New Zealand. New Zealand are going to be an absolute... They seem to be hitting form, and they're going to hit form just at the right time for the Springboks. France, a bit frustrating that they brought a D, C, and D team. But in terms of Jordan Hendricks, you got to feel for him because he did get dropped from the Springboks side. I think if there's an injury, Jordan Hendricks or Jaden Hendricks, one of the two brothers will be the first one sort of in. But I don't know. It's tough. I don't think they had great seasons for the Sharks, which is why they haven't been included in the Springbok side. But I mean, if they play well in the season, they definitely have a chance. Thanks, Tyron. I really appreciate that, bro. I play number 10 and 15. What advice would you give me? How old are you? What age group are you playing? Tackling is all mindset, as Jordan said. All you need to do is go low. Yeah, precisely, bro. When you scare people, yeah, exactly. Why is Khaleesi not playing? Look, I do think Khaleesi's fit. He's probably dealing with a little bit of a niggle. But I do think they're just saving him. They don't want him to get... I mean, they're not going to put him on it if he's 80% or 90% fit. They want him to be 100% so that they can avoid injuries going further and keep him for those bigger games. Okay, we're about 5 minutes from kickoff. Boys are going to be running out soon. Willie will be leading the charge. 100 caps up for Willie le Roux, which is insane. Only the 8th Springbok to ever get to 100 caps, which is mental. What's up, bro? What's up? I play 10 and 15. What advice to give me under 13? I mean, I can give you advice on 10. I don't think I've ever played a game at 15. What's going to set you apart is your handling skills, bro. And your vision and looking up. Always, before you receive a ball, make sure you've scanned the backline. If there's a prop in front of you, then you know it's on. If you need to be able to see if there's mismatches in the backline, which players are playing where. Focus on your passing, your weak hand pass. You shouldn't have a weak hand pass. So drill your passing, drill your kicking, and then just practice your vision looking up. Would have loved seeing Khaleesi run. I know. I mean, he's busy carrying out the World Cup as we speak on the pitch. Yo, that's sick. In front of Port Elizabeth, or Gqeberha, should I say. He's raising up the trophy. I mean, what a moment for Siya Khaleesi. What a moment. Who is Nkosi? Well, I have a mate, Nkosi, the rugby guy, on Instagram. I remember I started rugby in grade 8 and I played 12 at first. I also started at 8 and then moved to the backline. Coach moved me so I can play every position except 9. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Fortnite 2014 clan. Appreciate you, bro. 63-24. See, I just don't think Italy should be scoring that many points. When is the next video? The next video, there's a lot of content coming out tomorrow, obviously, after this game. There'll be a couple of videos tomorrow. I'm still playing with the fact of if I release my match thoughts straight after the game or tomorrow morning. Because I think this is pretty cool for you guys to sort of hear my live thoughts while the game's going on. So I don't know if I need to double down on that and make a video straight after this. What's your diet like? Do you take it that serious? No, I don't take it that serious. I play for the Wild Dogs, which is like the social team for Hamiltons. So it's more just fun. It's more fun. We train twice a week. We play. We have fines afterwards. So I still try and eat healthy. I mean, I don't want to get fat. But I don't take it that seriously. But I mean, if you're still in high school, if you want to pursue rugby at a professional level, then you should be taking it quite seriously. Here comes Willie le Roux running out for his 100th cap. Wow. 100 caps for the Springboks. Guys, that is mental. My final score. What is my prediction for this? My prediction is 57-10. 57-10. That's what I'm going to go with. Here we go. Still got anthems. We still got Feels like they're going to start a bit later. Was kickoff meant to be 10 past 5 or quarter past 5? What do you think about the Italian Jake Paul? Oh, I love his work. $57.10 is my prediction. Just before we kick off, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into it. Drop your final score predictions down in the comments, yeah, while we get ready. What are you guys saying? What do you think? I reckon Italy won't be more than 10 points. Agree. Russie would have agreed with that. So your final prediction is 57-10 to the Bokke. Yes, that is my final score prediction. Kickoff's supposed to be 10 past. Yeah, they are way behind, yeah. I think it's too late to be worried about getting chubby, George. That's fair. That's fair enough, bro. This old age is tough. It's tough on the bones. Why are you underestimating Italy? I'm not underestimating Italy. I just think the Springboks are going to have made a lot of changes this week. They've made a lot of changes for a reason. I think we're going to see a lot more clinical, tighter game from the Springboks. Much tighter defensively, and I don't think we're going to leak that many points. Everyone subscribe. Exactly. 62-24, 77-10. Craig thinks 77-10. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Springboks played Portugal last year, and I think the scoreline was something like 76-7 or something like that. So that's sort of the scoreline you're going for when we played Portugal in Bloom last year. Gator McKenzie shaking everyone's hands. Yes, this front row is massive, Oaks. Ethan says 45-13. Craig, tell me, what was it? Not gonna lie, Gator always inserting himself. Look, it is part of his job. He has to be in the public domain, show face. So get your final score predictions in here. I want to see them. I want to see what you guys think. Another storyline is Kobus Visser and Jasper Visser, brothers, potentially going to play together for the Springboks, which is absolutely insane. Hopefully they're on the pitch at the same time. Opinion on the bomb squad? It's a bit light today. But again, I think Rassie Rasmus is just experimenting a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see what bomb squad we go for those games, sort of in the Rugby Championship against Argentina, New Zealand, Australia, if we go 6-2, 7-1, 5-3. What age did you play rugby? Started in grade 5. I still play rugby. I still don't understand Salmon's selection. He just can't make the step up to international rugby. Look, Lyle, I don't disagree with you. I think this is a massive, massive game for him. While the Italians sing the national anthem, I think this is a massive game for him. He needs to step up, and he needs to show the public he needs to show the public, because I think he's obviously cemented himself within the Springbok camp, but the public sort of needs to get behind him. Random, why am I crazy? I feel like we are going to get a higher score than last week. I agree. Look, I think we can expect a much slicker performance from the Springboks here. A much slicker. You look at that backline. I think it's going to be a lot more running rugby. Andre Estes in a 12 is going to get us over that gain line. Kanan Moody is going to be dangerous. You've got Grant Williams and Marnie, 9 and 10. So it's going to be running rugby. I think his leadership qualities and having such a cool head on his shoulders does benefit him. Yes, agreed. I mean, he's definitely got the characteristics to be a good captain, but your captain does need to play good rugby. Cheers, bro. Enjoy the game. Let's go, Matthew. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. 57-10 is my prediction. Let's see what you guys think. Okay, Italy done with their national anthem. Now it's on to the Springboks. Who's singing it? Anthem time, correct. Boris, correct. Like and subscribe. Bye. Africa. Do you think the first test score would be different if Italy had their A team? Look, you can if, but, and maybe as much as we want, but it could have been further. It could have been closer. There's no real way of knowing. I think the Springboks let themselves down last week in that second half. I'm only watching the first half live. Got to leave at halftime to watch the new Superman movie. Sounds good for us. Let me know how that movie is, because I'm thinking about watching it. Also, has anyone seen the F1 movie? Because that's getting raving reviews. Who's your best South African? I'm assuming you mean 15 of all time. Yo, bro. I don't have enough time to explain that right now, but give me a specific position and I'll give you who I think. If Italy win, would it be worse than 2015 Japan? 100%. 100%. 55-0. Superman, really. Craig. Making me laugh, bro. Sounds the call to come together. Yo, big game. Yes, F1 movie is good. Go watch it. Yeah, massive locks. I mean, look at the guys singing the anthem. Lut Diache, Eben, Arceus Neyman. The depth is unmatched. It was super accurate to real F1, but it was a good story. I like that. Has the rugby started yet? No, it's about to start. We are about to kick off. Here we go. Paul Stubbs on the comm mic, friend of the channel. I just need to try to get this timer right. I've been in and out of the movies recently. F1. What's Jurassic World like? Here we go. Big. I mean, it doesn't feel. It's not a massive game for the Springboks, but it is. They have some questions to answer from last week. So in that context of the game, it is a big game. Especially with all these new changes, some debuts coming off of the bench. Marnie and Grant starting. Is there no rugby on SABC? They said there would be. Fly off for 2027. I think we can't look any further than Sasha. But I mean, Sasha, Marnie, Pollard, pick, doesn't really matter. Pick one and go. They're all world class. Okay. Here we go. Thomas the Toy back in a Springbok jersey. Jasper Visser looking to have a massive game. I'm very interested to see. Here we go. Is that timer started? Yeah, lovely. It's a bit of an interesting tactic off the start. Oh, interesting. They went to kick off, wanting a scrum off kickoff. Wow, that's almost as big as the Damian Willemse call in the World Cup. Wowza, I've never ever seen that in my entire life. Jeepers. Rassie Rasmus already, he's having a laugh in the comm box. Already with the tricks. Check at this. Oh my word. Wowza. Rassie Rasmus is actually just a content creator at the end of the day. Just giving us stuff to talk about. That's hilarious. Let's see how the Springbok scrum operates with Thomas the Toy And Volker. Oh, my word. They manufacture a scrum, then give away a free kick. Love it. Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool. Italy looking quite good on attack here. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, a little dink through. Directly out. Line out time. Okay, time to see if our lineouts have improved from last week. Let's see. Well, is it 200 people in here? Guys, hit that like button. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I'm really pushing to get to that 100,000 subscriber mark by the end of this year. Trying to bring you the best Springbok content possible. And if you have any feedback for me, if you have any ideas while we watch this game, while Malcolm Mark's busy throwing into the lineout, let me know in the comments what sort of videos you want to see. I'm watching on Supersport. First lineout is a success. Grant Williams in that sort of 10 position. Willie le Roux playing that outside. Who's that? Edwall. Surely they're off their feet there, ref. Thank you. Penalty. Italy. This is another big talking point for this week is Italy really disrupted the Springbok breakdown last week. So much so that Rassie and the Springbok staff went to go consult World Rugby on the breakdown. First or second breakdown, Italy are straight in over that ball. They were off their feet on that occasion. But I mean, the signal's clear. They're going to come and they're going to try and disrupt that breakdown. Let's see how the Springboks reply to it. Oh, line out straight over. Jasper Visser straight through. Great play off the back of the line out. Grant Williams receiver to Willie le Roux offloads to Jasper Visser. Volker carrying it to the line. Pieter-Steph du Toit over. Pieter-Steph du Toit. Surely. Does he get it out or is it held up? Held up. Sure. Our lineouts are looking a lot better. I'm not going to lie to you. Our lineouts are looking a lot better. 2 lineouts within the first 3 minutes. First lineout perfect. What's interesting is Grant Williams seems to be playing that 10 role off of the lineout, which is interesting. They check in if Pieter-Steph du Toit got the ball over the line. I don't think he did. It looked held up to me. It did look held up, but I mean, 2 phases and we're on their line there. So promising signs from the Springboks out the gate. Now they've stopped the time. My time might be a little bit out, but I'm going to try my best here. Let's see if Pieter-Steph du Toit got over for this try. Another massive carry from Jasper Visser. Did look like he maybe knocked that on. Yeah, Jasper Visser knocked it on there in the carry. My provincial team, I'm from Pretoria. Sport the Blue Bulls, but I do a lot of work with the Sharks. And that's created some controversy within my little community. Never onside. Looks like a Springbok penalty coming up. Yeah, knock on. Springbok penalty. Of course, we're going to call the scrum. Let's see. I mean, Rassie tried that trick play. Not a trick play, an unconventional play off the kickoff. Didn't really pay dividends. And there you see the pack weights. 946 kilograms for the Springboks versus 894 for Italy. Insane. I'm wondering if there's any, if there's ever been a scrum over 1,000 kilograms, over a ton. I'd be interested to know if anyone knows that stat. Okay, let's see. Italy's ball. They're going to be put under a lot of pressure. They're going to look to get this in and straight out. Reset scrum. The scrum will be insane. Lions are clearly the best provincial team. We have to nerf ourselves so we don't just win anything. Agreed, bro. The Lions are sort of the academy side for the other 3 clubs. All the best Lions players always go to the Sharks, Stormers, or Bulls. It's unfortunate for the Lions, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look at Edward van der Merwe, had a phenomenal season, moved to the Sharks. Vincent Chachuka, Jordan Hendricks. So the Sharks are kind of just poaching all of your players. Okay, here we go. Let's see how the scrum is operating for the Springboks. Oh, mammoth. But give away another free kick. Penalty. A scrum penalty against the Springboks for Italy. You don't see that too often. Just a little bit early on the set there, on the engagement. And because it was a second free kick, they then gave a long on penalty. What I do love to see is that the stadium is full. They've had trouble over the last 2 weeks with the Barbarians and then at Loftus filling the stadiums, but Gqeberha is absolutely popping off. I mean, I can hear the crowd in my earphone. Looks like a vibe. Okay. First Italian lineouts. Let's see if we can disrupt it a little bit. We don't even compete. Oh, we pushed them all back a bit. Hit them behind the gain line. Great hit by Willie le Roux and Andre Esterhuizen. Oof. Scrappy at the breakdown. Okay, ball in Willie le Roux's hands for the first time. And you can hear the crowd. What's he going to do? Beats one. Oh, then knocks it on. You see, Willie le Roux can be so good to watch and it can be so frustrating to watch. He's so good. But sometimes I don't know. Yeah, he does look like he was overthinking it a bit there. Like, just play your game, bro. Pass the ball or attack the line or kick it up and under. Because maybe we just want to scrum, but jeepers. Why not at the stadium? Because, to be honest with you, it's better as a business for us to do it from here. Being at the stadium's cool and all, but we can produce more content from here. However, we do have one big trip planned this year. I'm not going to tell you where to or for which games, but we do have a massive, massive trip planned and some very cool videos coming up. What's this? The third, fourth scrum of the game already? Italy hold up. They go blind. Great hit by Grant Williams. Grant Williams looks like he's up for this. Come on, Willie. Do better. Yep. I agree with you. Look, Italy have held up in the scrum so far. It's a great tackle by Grant Williams. But again, all of these scrums are all going to lead to the bomb squad able to be more effective. That's what this is going to come down to, is that bench, not the game, but that is, I think, Rassie Rasmus' thinking. Taking that early scrum, trying to tire these forwards out, he backs our players to have a bigger gas tank. Okay, now that we're 8 minutes in, let's get some halftime predictions. I feel like the Springboks haven't really had the ball. Advantage off the scrum. Now we're going to run it. Marnie, Andre plays, oh, great tackle. Oh, here goes Edwell. Edwell breaks the line. Oh, he's got so many options. Just got to pick. Makazola Mapimpi. Does he have the gas? Inside to Grant Williams, baby. What a try from our own 22. And that is what Willie le Roux provides. That running rugby. That's exactly what it provides. Edwell van der Merwe with the gas. Makazola probably could have gone all the way. Inside ball to Grant Williams. Great support line. And that is how you do it. That is how you do it. Wowza. Check this. Little loop around. It's almost that Sexton line that Ireland like to use. Johnny Sexton used to run that beautiful little loop around the inside center. Created space. The Italian actually did quite well to track Willie le Roux. But Marnie was just had too much skill there. Phenomenal drive by the Springboks. Phenomenal. Now, onto the... Oh, I should probably update the score here. Let me just wait for his conversion. Is Marnie going to slot it? Is the question. This will be a big talking point. And he misses the first one. He misses the first one. 5-0 to the Springboks. Mapim's probably could have made it in there. Marnie le Roux did miss, yes. 32-3, Lyle says, halftime. It's okay, it's okay. One kick is not the end of the world. One kick is not the end of the world. And to be fair, he created that try. So, yes, he missed the kick, but he did create the try. Edwin van der Merwe, Makazolo finished it off. But Marnie le Roux did create that space. Let's not put the markers on him. Jasper Wiss. Yes! See, that's a big hit. That is a big hit. Now, I'm interested to see, we're just outside of the 22. Do we choose to run? Oh, a little dink over the top from Andre Esterhuizen. Great hit by Kanan Moody and Peter Steff. Surely that's stolen. Surely that's stolen. Makazolo Mapimpi with the steal. Yo, how's that, eh? Andre Esterhuizen, who played flank 2 games ago, puts a little dink over. Makazolo Mapimpi steals the ball. Our backline are becoming forwards. He'll give us some good conversations, Lal. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah, Forrest, I don't disagree with you, but let's see if Marnie can bounce back from that miss kick. Because like you say, he seems that he does get into his head a little bit. But I think if he can slot the next one, he'll be okay. Hopefully it's a little bit easier than that first one. Okay, Springbok line out. To Marat. Off the top to Grant. Jasper Visser barges it up the middle. Oh, a lovely another little loop. Grant Williams with all the pace in the world. Just running a little bit sideways there. Someone needed to straighten the line. Thomas de Toy. Oh, Volko Low, great carry. Oh, he's got a roll. He's got a roll. There we go. Penalty to the Springboks. Now what's going to be interesting is if we go for pulls or if we go straight to the line. And it doesn't look like there's a kicking tee coming on. Marnie's looking straight at the line. This is more intensity with this Boks squad. I think the old heads' time is up. Look, the Springboks last week against Italy also started like this. We also started very, very hot. It was that second half that kind of made them look a little bit bad. Guys, again, I'm going to remind you to please hit that like button. Trying to get to 1,000 likes this live stream. And if you will consider subscribing, it helps the channel out more than you know. Okay, 5-meter line out for the Springboks. Great kick by Marnie out of hand. Yo, this Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium needs to be used more. It looks so pretty. You got to expect a maul here. Ruan Nokia off the top. There he comes. There's the maul. And you probably expect this to go over. Italy defended extremely well. Here we go, though. Advantage. Grant's asking for the ball. Can he get it out? He can get it out. Grant breaks. Offloads. Oh! That would have been disgusting. Grant Williams is a player. Let me tell you, he is a baller. Grant Williams breaks a tackle, gives a little sunny ball. Unfortunately, just doesn't go to hand. Otherwise, Andre Esterhuizen would have been under the poles with that one. There's only one way the Springboks are going here, and that's try time. Marnie kicks it out on the 5-meter. It was a good maul by the Springboks, but also great defense by the Italians there. You don't really expect teams to be able to defend a Springbok maul from 5 meters out, but that's exactly what they did. And I think they can probably expect another maul incoming here. Oh, Italy go risky and compete. It works out for them. Malcolm Marks carries it up. Grant Williams looking to get some quick ball. Italy again doing very well to slow the ball down at the breakdown, but the Springboks do get the advantage there. Grant ball in hand. Marnie. Willie, what does he have? Oh, beautiful pass. Edwall, can he finish? Great defense by Italy. Yes, the Italy are sniping at this breakdown. And we knew it. We knew what they were going to come and do. And we seem to, again, be struggling to close that breakdown down. To not let them in. They are conceding penalties though at breakdown, which is a positive. Last week they were just slowing the ball down, weren't getting penalized, and I think you got to play the ref, and it does seem like this ref is going to penalize them a little bit more at breakdown time. Italy have also just been given a warning for too many infringements in the 22, so another penalty will result in a yellow card, yeah. See, this game does feel a little bit different to last week's game. They got the penalty and they're going to call a scrum on the 5 meter. Line out maul's not working. Oh, it's not going over. You got to give credit to this Italian side though. They look up for it. They do look up for it. Okay, 5 meter scrum for the Springboks. You got to expect that the Springboks get another penalty advantage here. Send one of the Italians to the sin bin. Let's see. We haven't had a dominant scrum yet. Let's see if we can on the 5 meter. Maybe the boys just needed to warm up a bit. It's a good hit, straight down. Yeah, advantage, and you got to think a card's going to be coming soon. Andre Estesen, Marnie. Oh, what a try. What a try by Edwall. I think he's out there. I think he's just out there. I think Edwall is just out in the corner there. It's a great cutout ball by Andre Est. Was it Marnie or Andre Estesen who gave that final pass? But great cutout ball. This looks extremely close, but I do think he's out. That was my first reaction. I think he's out. Let's see. Maybe not. It's close. He scored it. He's gone and scored it. Edwall Fanamava. What a finish. I think this is going to be a try. Which is good, but it's also unfortunate because it probably means that Italy aren't going to get that yellow card for infringing so much. Yeah, replay does look in, Forrest. It does look in. Craig also thinks it's in. What was the on-field call? Does anyone know? It's a try. It's a try, and it's in the corner. So Moni gets another attempt at goal. Extremely difficult kick, especially for a right footer. 10-0 to the Springboks. Let's see if Moni converts. It's an extremely difficult kick. Literally less than a millimeter gap. On field was try. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, Moni. Let's see what you got, brother. It's an extremely difficult kick. Especially for a right footer. Let's see. Oh, he's kicked it wide. 10-0. Ay, le Bok. 10-0 to the Springboks, though. We cannot complain. We cannot complain so far. It's been all dominance. All dominance. Clinical, exactly what we need to see out of the Springboks. That's 2 tries already. Okay. Are Italy going to see if are Italy going to be able to get back into this game, or are the Springboks going to keep the pedal to the metal? Another miss, no. Yeah, but that was a difficult kick, guys. I'm not making excuses for him, but that was a difficult kick. 10-0 to the Springboks. Springboks have been absolutely dominating. If you guys haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I see we just reached another peak, 380 people watching. Welcome to the channel. We create the best Springbok content in South Africa. So hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Looks like Edwall has put on a bit more muscle. I also thought that. Oh, a knock on from Italy. Yo, our line speed has been good as well in defense here. Oh no, they're gonna check something here at this last breakdown. They're gonna check something here. I didn't see it. I was reading the chat. What do you guys think? What happened here? Forrest says that was a difficult kick. When I see LeBok try that kick, I never ever think he's going to get it. Pollard and Sasha go for it. I'm always confident. Not wrong. Pedal to the metal. Go Bokke. Exactly, Craig. Well said. Well said, my friend. Oh, time's off. This time is going to be... Let's see what's going on here. Slip. Nothing wrong with that. He slipped. Shoulder to the chest. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Should be a Springboks scrum because Italy knocked it on. Nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong. Can't show the match, Oaks. That is extremely illegal. That's nothing. That's not even a penalty. That was chest. Apparent head contact. No ways, bro. But replay shows not. Agreed. Agreed. There's absolutely no head contact there. Shoulder to chest. Nothing wrong with that. How are we feeling so far? What's the thoughts on the Springbok performance so far? Mike says, okay, time for Sasha to come on. Not yet. Marnie has been extremely good on attack and defense. Just been his kicking so far. What's the thoughts? Unless you can pull in egg chasers and buy the rights, there's no way the match is shown here, lol. Exactly. But don't you worry, there are some big plans for us. There are some big plans. What's the thoughts on the game so far? I think the Boks have been absolutely dominant. They started with some fury, with pace, very, very accurate on attack. Maybe our scrum underperforming a little bit. Our lineouts look a whole lot better. What are the thoughts? Carl says, thoughts about Marnie's performance? He's obviously missed both kicks. That is what it is. But I think he's been very, very good on attack and defense so far. Extremely good on attack. He's created a lot of space in that 10 jersey. It's the same thing he said about the 80%. Yeah, well, let's see. Marnie could still kick 80% here. I do realize that the Springboks have to score 10 tries for him to get another 8 attempts and get that 80%. But who knows? Good Jerome says good consistent pressure on. I like it. We just need to convert pressure into points. It's not good dominating when we're not doing anything with it. Agreed. I think we've had 322 entries. We scored twice. The only one we didn't was that 5-meter scrum where they got a penalty, I think. Now the scrum here, though. Again, not that dominant. Italy are holding up there. I think we will eventually get the advantage here. We're not even getting the advantage. Great scrum. Andre Esthuizen. It seems like, I'm going to tell you now, Marnie le Roux, again, on the boot. Late hits on Marnie le Roux. Surely we got to look at that. But great little grubber through from Marnie there. Hendrik Visser. What's up, my brother? Why are you not at the game? I've already explained that. We have planned a massive trip at some point this year, which is a secret at the moment, but you guys can guess in the comments. Marnie changed his kicking style again. Last week it was 2. Yeah, I also thought that, Jazz. Last week was 2 kicks. Now he's gone back to the 3-step kick. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he would change it. Oh my... Willie. Yeah, this... Edwell with the ball. Yes, Edwell looks electric. Peter Steph the toy on the wing. Crashes back in. Grant Williams gets some fast ball at the ruck. Volkolo takes it up. Clean ball. Marnie looks very good at 10 at the moment on attack. Looks very good. Oh, Salmon knocks it on. Ay, ay, ay. Italy playing that quickly was so stupid. Yeah. Craig says yellow card for what? Oh, that late hit on Marnie. Great kick by Willie there to get some territory back. I think the turf is also impacting the scrum potentially. Yeah, potentially. But I mean, when you play Thomas the Toy, Volkolo, and Malcolm Marks in that front row, and we brag the whole week that it's 400 kilograms in that front row, we should be dominating the scrum. Lyle, it's not for the autumn season, for the autumn series. My guess is either All Blacks tour or Ireland. Craig, guess we're gonna have to wait and find out. Got some. Oh my word! I forgot to start the timer again. It worked for him. It looked like a Percy. Yeah, I don't know why Marnie has changed his kicking style back to his old way. He was using that sort of one-step power through the ball against Barbarians, kicked 5 out of 5. Now he's sort of gone back to the longer run-up, which is interesting, and he's missed 2 kicks from 2. So maybe I wonder if he's going to go back to that sort of 2-step power kick. Penalty to Italy. Yeah, the late Marnie hit was potentially high, but must have been okay if the TMO didn't intervene. Yeah, I guess so. Forrest, don't you worry about it, bro. Don't you worry about it. All will be revealed. And I'm lining up a massive guest for Pro versus Pleb on that tour. Relax, Marnie will come around with his kicking. Yeah, I agree. Now they're checking actions of Jasper Visser. What is going on here? Let's see. Jasper Visser could be in a little bit of trouble here. I'm not exactly sure what for. Let's see. What are we talking about here? Jasper Visser, just some handbags. Some handbags, all hand in the face. Nothing out of the ordinary there. I don't even know why they're looking at this. Jasper Visser's done nothing wrong there. Don't know what's going on here. Jasper's not backing down here. Maybe he headbutts him. Oh, Jasper does headbutt him. Oh. Jasper does headbutt him. It was a little bit of a love tap, but let's hear what they're going to do. Oh, no. Oh, my word. A red card for a little love tap, a little kiss on the forehead. Oh, my goodness. Yo, look at Rassie's face. Oh, my word. A red card. A red card for that. Surely you just give a yellow and you send it up to the TMO and then they can decide from there and you don't decide on the spot because now it can't be reversed. That was a love tap. It's like a kiss on the forehead. What's going on? But again, there shouldn't be those afters. You know what I mean? Wow. Red card. Now this changes the entire complexion of the game. Oh my word. Score is still 10-0. Wowza, red card. So what happened was in that situation is the line out happened and then there was a couple of words said and a couple of handbags and then Jasper Visser kind of like brought the guy to him and then just kind of like put his forehead on the Italian guy's forehead. There was a little bit of force, but it wasn't like a headbutt. Oh my word. A red card for that. Yes. Is this football or is this rugby? What's going on here? Rassi Rasmi, Yaku Paper, not happy in the coach's box. Absolutely baffled. Wowza. Oaks. Never a red card. Stupid of him to initiate. Exactly. Stupid of him to initiate. Rassi will definitely take note of that scene. Yeah. Exactly. There's so much competition for that 8 jersey. A lot of people have been criticizing Evan Roos for his discipline, and now Jasper Visser gets sent off with a red card for a headbutt. Hey, Jordan, what do you think of a tournament like the British and Irish Lions for Southern Hemisphere countries? Players like, I'm so for that the Southern Hemisphere puts together a British and Irish Lions tour. It's looking very scrappy now from the Springboks. We at 17 minutes, I asked you guys how we're feeling. Everything was positive, and in the last 5 minutes, it's looked very scrappy. Jasper Visser's picked up a red card for a headbutt. Oh my word. Pathetic, can't be that soft. This isn't soccer. That's at most, in my opinion, a yellow, and they send it up to the TMO and let the TMO decide. You can't make that decision. And they should have actually not shown it just in slow motion. They should have shown it in real time as well. So that we could have seen if there was, how much force is being used. Wow. Well, while we're talking about a red card, please hit that like button. Hit that red subscribe button if you haven't. Wowza. They must put Eben on. Jeez, and there Italy demolished the Springbok scrum. Oh, what a hit by Kanan. What a hit. Then Italy dominates the Springbok scrum without Jasper Visser at the back. This has just turned into a very, very interesting game. Wowza. It was more of a come at me, bro. Exactly, Lyle. It was more of a like, agree it should have been a yellow and let them TMO decide to escalate. Why is Andy Brace always reffing these big match games? Yeah. Sorry for swearing, bro. When did you swear? Oaks, what is going on? What is going on? This is meant to be... It's always interesting with the Springboks. It's always interesting with the Springboks. He's off for 20 minutes or the full game. It's the full game. I don't think it's 20-minute red cards in these international friendlies. I think it is the full game. There's no timer underneath the red card on the SuperSport live stream. So I think that's Jean de Villiers has just made a great point on commentary, is that we've got Andre Esterhuizen on the field. We've only played a 5-3 split. So we wouldn't necessarily have that sixth we don't have that sixth forward on the bench. But Andre Esterhuizen could slot into flank. And then you bring Ethan Hooker on at inside center. So that's Ox is busy warming up. Obviously, Rassi's clearly not happy with what's going on in the scrums. There's probably been about 8 to 10 scrums. And we probably dominated one. Okay, we got yeah, Andre Esterhuizen did scrum on the flank there. In that scrum, we won the penalty. Ay. Jordan, I honestly believe a series of 4 games between New Zealand, South Africa, 2 home away would be harder to win a World Cup. Probably not wrong, bro. Should be a 20-minute red card at most. I think it's for the whole game. Remember in the 2019 Wales semi-final when Wales player did the exact same thing? Yep. Donna says it's rigged. I don't think it's rigged, but it's definitely not... in my opinion, not the right decision there on Jasper Visser. Bray said straight red, no review. Yeah, I know. I heard that. Mental. Ox is coming on, full red card. It's a full red card. There's no timer there. I don't think that we're playing 20-minute red cards in these international friendlies. On the positive side, our lineout's working. Andre Esterhuizen to Edward van der Merwe gets crunched in the tackle. Goodness. Yes, Italy are making it scrappy at the breakdown. They're making it so scrappy. Yo, Springboks know how to make it interesting. Italy just turned it over at the breakdown. They just stole the ball. Hey. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to make great content, but this is not what we expected out of the Springboks. What is this game? No, honestly, Oaks, I don't know if we can blame the ref for that. They've obviously, the TMO could have said something. There's obviously, the rules state that if there's direct head contact, then it's a red card. So they can argue that it is legal, but I mean, that's so soft. I don't want to spend the whole first half speaking about this red card, but I feel like we kind of have to. It was a crazy decision. This game is, at 17 minutes, we were saying how well this game is going for the Springboks. The last 10 minutes have been so scrappy. We've picked up a red card. It's really not looking that pretty for the Springboks at the moment. Wow. And Italy sort of seemed to have picked up a little bit of energy since that red card. Edwall. Willie kicks it away. Not a great kick by Willie. Straight down the middle of the field. Italy run it back. Italy look up for this now. Italy look very, very up for this now. Italy looking pretty good. Oh, and they've got the overlap. Oh, he knocks it on. In the bread basket, and the Italian wing knocks it on. Willie le Roux on the counter. Finds Marnie. Marnie throws a ball to the ground. Kanan picks it up. Kanan also hasn't really broken the line or anything yet in this 13 position, which is interesting. Marnie's looked very good on attack at 10. Willie with the cross kick. Oh, just too long. Good idea, though. Yeah, I think Nigel Owens might be watching this game and being very unhappy with that decision. Almost 500 people on the stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you can, just like the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I don't know, maybe we can reach 40,000 subscribers on the stream. That would be epic. I'll tell you how many subscribers we need to get to 40,000. We're about 350 away from 40,000. So hit that subscribe button. Italy line out. They secured very well. Look, you got to give some respect to Italy. Their set pieces have been very good. They've kept up with the Springbok scrum. That looks forward. Yeah, that is forward. They've kept up with the Springbok scrum. They've been hassling us at breakdown time. You gotta give some respect to Italy, man. Okay, let me read through some of these comments real quick. Oxenshire is coming on. Ox is coming on. Sounds like it. Yeah, Ox is on. Should be on for Thomas. That's a massive call. Thomas the Toy got a massive opportunity here, and he hasn't taken it. Wow. That's going to play into selection this year. Let me tell you that. Let's see now. Ox straight on into a scrum. Is the scrum any different? Let's see. Wowza. Let's see. First scrum for Ox. Thomas the Toy taken off after 30 minutes. It's not good if you're Thomas the Toy. Let's see. And all of a sudden, the Springboks absolutely steamroll Italy. Willie with a little chip through. Edwall van der Merwe chasing. Oh, the bounce. Edwall van der Merwe. Edwall, does he get there? Edwall van der Merwe is back, baby. Edwall is back. He's a try-scoring machine for the Springboks, man. Wow. And that's how much... that all comes down to Ox. He comes on, he wins the scrum, he decimates the Italian scrum, gets us onto the front foot. Willie le Roux creates the space, chips it through, a kind bounce. Edwall van der Merwe kicks it through, great finish, picks it up under the poles. That is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about. And Marnie should kick that over because it's right under the poles. That is some good stuff. That whole phase of play is just beautiful. Is beautiful. One man down. MB, greetings from Miami. Wow. What's up, bro? Told you, Jordan, you were saying 57-10. Don't underestimate Italy. My prediction is still on. 17-0. I know we have a red card, which is going to make it a whole lot more difficult. But do not underestimate the Springboks even being one man down. I do think Andre Esterhuizen is going to shift into flank there. And we are going to sort of play a 6-3 bench, basically, with Andre Esterhuizen moving to that to flank. Who's your favorite props of all time? I mean, Ox is one of them, and look what he's just done for the Springboks. Ox, you beaut. That's why Ox eats cakes. Try time. Yeah, I think that try comes down to Ox, to Willie's good kick, and Edward's phenomenal finish. See, rugby can be so easy. Solid set piece, see the space, put the ball into the space, get the ball back, score the try. Yeah, Ox is carrying the scrum. I'm also interested to see when Asanati comes on, if he also brings sort of an extra level to what Volker is bringing at the moment. But, I mean, yes, Ox comes on and just obliterates. It's very impressive from Ox. Wowza. Salman Murat gives away a penalty. Yo, Salman hasn't had a good first half. I'm not going to lie to you. Greetings from Lyon, France. What's up, bro? Appreciate it. Name another prop. Steven Kitsoff. Enjoy. Good news from that try is that Le Roux physically can't miss Forrest. That is ruthless, but you're not wrong. 550 people in the live stream. Let's go, guys. Appreciate it. Hit subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 40,000 subscribers this stream. If all of you subscribe, we'll hit it. How many? Let me check how far we are. Still about 220 to go. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Let's get to 40,000. That'd be so sick. Asanati, not only my favorite prop currently in the game, but my general favorite player. He must be a Lions supporter. He was phenomenal for the Lions, by the way. Italy now in an attacking opportunity in the 22. They win their line out. We did put them under a little bit of pressure there, and the Springboks get the penalty. Straight off their feet, Italy. Straight off their feet at the breakdown. MB, 15 months into learning rugby, you've helped me a bunch, Jordan. MB, no stress, bro. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do around here. Let me just change my... Geez, there's a lot of Americans on the stream. Howdy from Jacksonville, Florida. Go Bokke. That's sick. As an Irish fan, I just wanted to say thank you, Jordan, for putting out so much URC content, and thanks to all SAFA fans who have made our league worth watching. 100%. I think the URC, it's so cool to see Ireland and SA face off almost every weekend in the URC. I think it's one of my favorite rivalries, probably behind the All Blacks. Oh no. My AirPods have disconnected. But we are still rolling, yeah? Do not fret. I don't know if you guys can hear the commentary. I'm going to try and connect my AirPods quickly. Oh, there we go. Florida here, not just US. Two of us. Wow. The US is... I still want to come to the US and cover the rugby there. I think it's a very interesting league. And it is one of my goals before the World Cup is to come to the USA and cover some rugby there. How's it from Vegas? Oaks, there's so many Americans on here. That's crazy. Vegas, Florida, Jackson. Is it Jacksonville? Jackson Hole. I've missed a couple of comments here. My neighbor from upstate is here. Jordan, would you rather have us win the World Cup 2027 or have us win the championship, the World Cup 100%? 2027 would create history. First team to win it 5 times. First team to win it 3 times in a row. Name me your favorite hooker. At the moment, it's probably Bongi. I love Bongi. Springboks on attack again. Andre Esthuizen drives the Springboks into the 22. What? Springboks with a little... The Springboks just did a line-out maul in the 22 of Italy in open play. Canan Moodie, can he finish? Great pass from Grant Williams. Canan Moodie bounces one and gets over the try line. That is why you have Canan Moodie at 13. Physical, big ball carrier. Let him play 13, not wing. Come on, Boka. Yes, and you wouldn't even think that we one man down with a red card. You would not even think. And trick play, Grant Williams semi-breaks the line, finds Canan Moodie in some space, and a great finish from Canan. Goodness gracious. I feel like Rassie, it kind of just sits back in his house and he thinks, I'm a bit bored this week. What can we try this week on an international stage with millions of people watching? Like, I would love to just get in the mind of Rassie Erasmus at some point, because it's almost like he does this for fun. Like, yeah. Okay, Moni, come on, brother. Let's kick him over. Bit of a more difficult kick than last time. Nails it. He's back to his two-step there, and it works a lot better for him. I don't know why on earth he would go back to that three-step kicking routine when that two-step works so well for him. It's that Percy Montgomery type of kicking. Okay, here we go. Neil from Dundee, Scotland. Amazing. Do you watch our football, Jordan? Miami Dolphins. I don't watch much NFL, but I do watch the social media of NFL because I find it very, very interesting how they garner such a massive audience. I'm from Joburg, been in Vegas 18 years. Wowza. How's Vegas, eh? Because I think all we see this side is sort of like the Vegas Strip and stuff, but I'm assuming there's quite a lot of places to stay there. And Italy again disrupt our breakdown and win a penalty in our 22. Rassie Magic 100% Lal. My prediction 49-3. I think we could see more. And again, very impressive that that Springboks haven't conceded yet as Italy kick to our 5-meter line. All Americans is following the example of Cole Chris Wyatt. He loves rugby, and I'm sure he is watching from Pennsylvania. If you could bring one Springbok player who's retired, who would it be? One Springbok player back. I would go... I used to love Morné Steyn. Morné Steyn was always my hero growing up. Or Pierre Spies from the Bulls. Bakkies Botha would be a great one as well. Yeah, Craig... Two-step there. Monty the Boks two-step kicking routine is far better than his three-step. And that is halftime. 24-0. A very, very interesting half from the Springboks. We're going to talk through it all. But first off, let me know what you guys think of that first half. Lots to talk about in that first half. Lots and lots and lots to talk about. So let me know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that first half, and then I'll give you some of mine. We will still be here for the second half, covering the whole second half, so make sure you stick around. Give me your thoughts of what you think, how the Boks played in that first half. NFL is a lot like rugby, but for sissies, Steph says. Camping in Canada. Sneaking away to get some update on the game. Let's go from South Africa and stay at home. Someone from New York here. Go Bokke Go. All the way from Beaufort West, Western Cape. I'm also in Western Cape, in Cape Town. Osterrand, not a bad shot. Donald says, respect, yes, but a win is a win. It shapes the opposite team. Hey Jordan, always wanted to visit SA and I'm finally going this year. What would be your recommendations for South African away day as an Irish fan? Bullsh. I think if you're looking for atmosphere, you go to the Shark Tank. They put on an extremely good show there. If you're looking for history, you go to Loftus or Ellis Park. And if you're looking for just good vibes, you go to DHL Stadium. I would go Shark Tank, Loftus, Cape Town, Joburg. Vegas is growing like crazy, especially since the pro hockey team moved here in 2017. Wow. I always forget how many sports there are in the world. Like, I'm so focused on rugby that you forget how many different types of sports there are. Have to step away. Nice to meet everyone. MB, take it easy, brother. Who's your favorite hooker of all time? I've already answered that. Bongi. Should have been 40 plus. That red card. I mean, yeah, that red card is probably going to be the main talking points of that half. But I mean, let's just go through that half. Off the kickoff. Almost like a trick play. Rassie wanted a scrum. Straight off kickoff. Mani Lebok kicked it straight to Andre Esterhuizen. That didn't work out because we ended up giving a free kick away to Italy. Jasper Visser's red card, which in my opinion should never be a red card. It was so soft. And I just don't think that should be classified as a headbutt. It was also showed in slow motion. I think they should have showed it in real time. You got Thomas Toy being subbed for Ox in the 30th minute. Ox comes on immediately, makes an impact. We get go forward ball. We end up scoring a try off of that scrum. And then Rassie Erasmus pulls out a trick play for our third try of the game with a sort of a line-out maul in the middle of the 22. So, lots to talk about. Let me know what you guys thought. Moody is sick. Luke Watson says, love those new trick plays. Absolutely fantastic. Cheers from Argentina. Let's go, bro. That red card is too much. Grant Williams is insanely good. I think Grant is probably our best scrum off at the moment. If he's in form, Grant is our best scrum off. I'm going to say it right now. Ticket prices are clearly not bothering the South Africans fans. Wow. Well, Dennis, that's been a hot topic over the last 2 weeks because both Cape Town Stadium and Loftus wasn't sold out. But I think PE is just a different animal. They obviously don't get as much rugby as Pretoria and Cape Town, which is why I think it's sold out. Tickets were a little bit cheaper at that stadium as well. So, I mean, I'm so happy to see the stadium full. Calling from Croatia. Steph, what's up? Hard not to be there. So your updates appreciated. Appreciate you, Steph. That line out, like the trick play. The ref is woke. Good evening, mates. Like your podcast a lot and your rugby. Go Booker. Thanks, Harry. Appreciate that. He's head-butted him on purpose, mate. I hate soft reds. That's as clear as it gets. Okay, so we have a bit of a different opinion, and I like it. Let's have a debate on this Jasper Visser red card. Yes, a headbutt is a headbutt. And I think if you look at the laws, it probably is a straight red card, but I just think maybe common sense needs to come into play. I agree. Give him a yellow card, send it up to the TMO and take a bit of a longer look at it. Salads don't win scrums. No, they do not. They do not, my friend. Maybe a red, but not with a permanent red. Yeah, you see, this whole 20-minute red card and a permanent red. They're busy showing the Jasper Visser incident here. Let's see what Kubani Bobo is saying. Okay, they just showed it in full speed, and it doesn't look great in full speed. It doesn't look great in full speed. I mean, you could see it either way. It can be a red card. It can not. Rassie and the coaching staff are flabbergasted. But I mean, what can you do, eh? Do we have a bomb squad? We do have a bomb squad. It's 5-3 split. Ox is already on the field, so we only have 4 forwards on the bench, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Andre Esterhuizen shift into flank for the second half when those changes start coming, and Ethan Hooker going into inside center. Serbians love South Africa. Let's go, bro. Just happy to catch some Boks commentary. Ex-Safa living in San Diego. So many Americans tuning in. Wowza. Or people who stay in America tuning in. Braifvlees, rugby. Let's go, bro. Love your videos from Scotland. Lewis, I appreciate that. I really want to come to Scotland. I was at the Scotland Springboks game last year in Edinburgh, which was, I think Edinburgh is one of my favorite cities in the whole world. That place is just magical. Thoughts on Craven Week? I don't want to give my thoughts here. I'm playing with the idea of making a bit of a recap on the Craven week. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Willie's last game, or maybe a swan song against Georgia. Look, if I'm Russie, I am giving Willie le Roux his 100th cap here, and I'm going to start phasing him out. I just don't think he's where he was 2 years ago. I think Apelele Fassi, Damien Willem, so you got the likes of a Q and Horn that can come through and sort of take over. I think there's better options, and it is harsh. He's created history now by becoming the 8th Springbok ever to reach 100 caps, but I do think it is time to start moving on from Willie le Roux. He didn't headbutt. He agreed with him enthusiastically. I don't disagree with you. Am I wrong? But the red card made us play harder. Yeah, there was a bit of a transitional period there for sort of 5 to 10 minutes where it was scrappy, but we definitely did pick it up in sort of the last 10 minutes in the second half. As soon as Ox came on, to be honest. The laws are spoiling rugby, but we have said that for long already. Cheers from Belgium. Yes, the Oaks. So many guys tuning in from everywhere. It's crazy for me how I can do this job and I can create rugby content and people from all over the world sort of tune in. It's special, man. I agree with that point today. That is a straight red, but there are many times in rugby. There are many things in rugby today that are given as red and shouldn't. Most head contacts are just part of the game. Agreed. It was a headbutt. The rugby fan says. With a picture, is that Johnny Sexton in your... That is Johnny Sexton, must be from Ireland. It almost seems like fate is conspiring against Russie now. He gets to prove how much he doesn't have gripe against Evan Roos. It's a good point. I mean, he can put Evan Roos on now with sort of no harm at all. You don't have to... And well, I think we'll probably... But who do you take off? Who do you take off for Evan Roos? Because that's also now, yes... We can bring Evan Roos on, but who goes off? Is it Peter Steph Toys? I would probably argue that Marco van Staden comes off. Evan Roos comes on. Andre Esterhuizen moves into that flank role. And Ethan Hooker comes on at inside centre. I felt bad for Thomas, but while Ox is just something else. Ox is a joke. He's ridiculous. I would never ever want to scrum against him. 24-0 is good score. Yeah, this is exactly what happened last week. We're 28-3 up at halftime. We're 24-0 up halftime here. It's whether we can keep it going in the second half with a red card. Owen says, Jordan, if you're ever looking for a URC away day, I'd recommend Ulster Glasgow. That's from a Leinster fan who's been to every URC stadium outside of the UK. Owen, why don't I come stay at you and you can take me on a little tour of the URC away games in the UK. Just joined. Will you show us the live game? Guys, I cannot show the live game. Dion Buhrs, that is my dad. Amen, brother. Bye-bye, Willie. Now, my dad, let me tell you a little funny story about my dad. He is Willie le Roux's biggest fan. He absolutely loves Willie le Roux. He can't stop talking about Willie le Roux and how good he is and that he should be playing another 5 years and going to the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Dennis Butler, once again, well done, success with your channel. Can't wait. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Dennis, let me ask you. I'm playing with whether I upload my post-match thoughts directly after the game or if I let it breathe for a bit. People are out. It's a Saturday night and I uploaded it early tomorrow morning at like 8. Let me know. The Soak is just commentating on the game. That's all. He doesn't show it live. No, I don't. Hello. That headbutt was intentional. Yes, that headbutt was intentional. Whether it's worth a red card is another factor. Come on, guys. Like and share. Get Jordan. Get 1,000 live viewers. That would be crazy. 1,000 live viewers would be insane. I mean, we've held 500 for quite a while now, and that's pretty mental to me. That 500 people are just, watching, enjoying the rugby, talking some cuck in the comments. It's good. It's good stuff. I will say, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to hit 40,000 subscribers on this live stream. We currently need 200 more subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. We are, and I'll put my money on this, creating the best content coming out of South Africa for the Springboks, and we will continue to do that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, give it a like so it can push it out to a couple more people. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Willie must take the young guys and make them into Springboks. We need to make sure that when 2027 comes, these young guns are ready for the World Cup. Agreed. But do we need to play Willie le Roux in that process? Maybe Willie can join the coaching staff or something like that. Let me know. Jungle Jack, watching Laka from Laos. How do you say that? Laos. I think it's Laos. That's crazy. My dad says not. Dion Buhrs, you don't have to lie to the people. You love Willie le Roux. You are so in on his rugby. I'm sure my dad would love to make Willie captain of the Springboks. What's your opinion on Morne van den Berg? Christian Tablanche. Now that's actually my cousin. Bro, I love Morne. I think he's had 2 phenomenal games for the Springboks, especially against Barbarians. He also showed last week against Italy. He reminds me of Fuff. And that's not just because he's blonde. He reminds me of Fuff when Fuff kind of burst onto the scene. He brings that same sort of energy. He's not scared to back himself and go for it. So I really like Morne van den Berg. Let it breathe, Jazza says. The post-match thoughts. Look, I'll do whatever you guys want. But I do tend to agree with you. You're welcome in Belfast anytime, Jordan. Oh, and I promise you I'll take you up on that offer. Send me a DM on Instagram. If you wanted to make some content with my local club, Belfast Harlequins, and I'm sure Ulster Rugby would be happy to have you promoting their games too, 100%. I definitely want to come over to Ireland and experience that whole culture. I mean, you've got Belfast, you've got Galway, you've got Dublin. Love it. Why don't you stream on Twitch? Because I love YouTube and I've built my audience on YouTube and it just feels a little bit more natural to me. I don't think it's a little bit more accessible in my opinion. Moody seems to be fitting well in the 13 jersey, 100%. And this is what we've kind of been saying for the last couple of years is that Moody needs to shift from wing to outside center because I also think he'll get more game time at 13 than at wing for the Springboks. He's having a good game so far. He needs to continue this because that is a position where we lack a little bit of depth, is that outside center role. We've got Jesse Creel, we've got Kane and Moody, we've got Ethan Hook, and it's going to be interesting to see where Ethan comes on now in the second half. And then I think our next best 13 is probably Lorenzo Julius coming out of the Sharks. What do you think about Edwell van der Merwe's first half? Phenomenal first half. I mean, Edwell is one of those guys who I think is a little bit slept on. He's been playing phenomenally for the Lions. He was injured for quite a while. He made a great Springbok debut against Wales last year. Then people kind of forgot about him because he was out for 13 months. And then he comes back with a bang like this. Phenomenal finish. I mean, our wing stocks are just insane. Insane at the moment. It is a good song, swan song for Willie. His prime is over. Agreed. Harry, you definitely have the best South African rugby content in SA. Keep it up. Let's go, Harry. Let's go. I will keep it up. Where can I actually watch Supersport? Another Lewis from Florida as well. Wowza. That's exactly what I mean. Willie can coach. And yeah, I mean, adding Willie to the coaching lineup, I don't mind with that. So he can go join Dwayne. He can go, I mean, Yaku Paper's there now, Tony Brown. Second half is about to kick off. Now, this time last week, we're feeling really good. And then Italy brought on their grenade squad and really sort of tore the Springboks to pieces. Ended up winning that second half 21-14. So it's going to be interesting to see now what the Springboks do with the red card if they can keep up this energy. Here we go. Second half underway. Taken in by Andre Esterhuizen. And he was, off that kickoff, he was in a flank position. So I think Andre Esterhuizen might have shifted to flank. I see that there's not a red card in them anymore, which means that we must be playing 20-minute red cards. Does anyone know? No, it is still there. It is still there. It's the whole game. It's the whole game. Andre Esterhuizen still in that 12th position. Gives it to Willie. Peter Steff to Toy. Peter Steff is an absolute beast. No. Do the Springboks change up their strategy a bit, or do they continue? There's a up and under. Edwin van der Merwe chasing. Edwin causing all sorts of problems. Kane and Moody with a good tackle on the 9. Penalty to the Springboks. That is maybe an area where the Springboks have proved tremendously, is at the breakdowns. Beginning of the game, Italy were making it very difficult for the Springboks, but they've seemed to sort of acclimatize, and they've started to win the penalties. Jazza, agree with you. Moody, come to Allen Glen High School and teach under 14 because we are not doing the best. Jordan, do you stay in Gauteng? I don't stay in Gauteng. I stay in Cape Town. Bro, I'd love to get into some coaching, actually. Maybe come do some workshops. Let me know. Oh, yes, Lucanio I forgot about Lucanio but he is injured at the moment, which is why I didn't remember. If anyone wants to watch the game, you can go to any spur near you. That's hilarious. Springboks, about 10 meters out with the maul. The maul seems to be functioning a little bit better than what it was at the beginning of the game. Malcolm Mark's getting really low, trying to push that ball out, but Italy are defending it extremely well. Grant Williams now struggling to get the ball out. He gets it out. Big carry from Andre Esterhuizen. Moody flying absolutely everywhere. Again, Italy suffocating the breakdown, and they steal it on their line. The amount of balls you need to go and try and steal from a ruck 1 meter outside of your try line is impressive. It is impressive. You should collaborate with Squidge. Yeah, I want to. Or not going to lie, Rugby, Boks to win by 40. What happened with Jan Serfontein? I know he has now signed with the Bulls, so he'll be back with the Bulls this season. But yeah, he kind of did just fall off the radar. Moni went back to the 2-step kick. I'm glad, I'm super glad that he went back to that 2-step kick, because that 3-step kick was the reason he missed the first 2. But I mean, since he went back, he's now kicked both of his conversions. Now, granted, one was straight in front of the poles, but take that for what it is. Edwin van der Merwe, a great take in the air. Edwin's having an absolutely phenomenal game. Salman Murat, someone just going side to side. See, this is the problem. Salman hasn't had a great game. He didn't have a good first half. Grant Williams has also had a phenomenal game so far. Pinpoint box kick. Picks it up. Oh, and then he knocks it on, unfortunately. Italy now looking to counter a little bit. Good line speed from Edwin van der Merwe. See, you would never think that we have a red card. It's been absolutely phenomenal from the Springboks so far. I mean, great substitution by Rassie Rasmus to take Thomas Totoyev and bring in Ox. Italy now with some space. Man over on the outside. Chips it over. Oh, bounce just unkind to him. But that was looking good. That was looking good from Italy. But like I said in the intro, I really think all we need to take out of this game is we cannot allow Italy to score more than 1 try. And I think that would be a day well done, because our defense really let us down in that second half. Someone not good enough to be a Bok, let alone captain, Craig says. I'll have to agree with you there, especially on this performance. Let's see. What are they checking now? What are they checking? They're checking something, yeah. Some more foul play. What could they possibly be checking? Oh, another high tackle. Volko goes in high. Oy, that's a red. Here comes another red. Fantastic. Here comes another red. Head on head. Ay. This is going to be another red. We're going to lose Volko. which means Asanati is going to have to come on. Who's going to go off? We're going to play the rest of this game with 13 men. Let's see. So let's talk about this, because Volkalo getting a yellow card for a shoulder to the head, and Jasper Visser gets a red card for a little head-on-head bump. Let me know what you guys think. But Springboks down to 13 men. Does not help. Italy are a very good team nowadays. It's not 2010 anymore. They're doing as well. A better team. Wales, Scotland. Yeah, no, they are. And they don't have a lot of their big players. I mean, Kapuatso isn't here. Who else? Gqeberha is back. Yeah, Italy are decent. And now that you mentioned Wales, Wales also picked up their first win in 18 games this morning. Yo, 13 men, down to 13 men, and more importantly, 2 forwards, which is problems. Which is big problems. Marco van Staden's going to have to come off. Asanati's going to have to come on. Yo, our discipline. Our discipline in the last 2 games has not been good. Isn't the high tackle more dangerous? The high tackle is more dangerous, but you got to, like, there's cynical foul play, and then there's like, there's a little bit of mitigation in that tackle. Great hit by Marco van Staden. Some great defense here by the Springboks. Oh, and who makes that steal? Who made it? Malcolm Marx, of course. Who else? Of course. So I've played very, very well today, and it'll be great practice for the Rugby Championship, dealing with constant cards from the refs, test the morale and depth. Rassi will secretly love this. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's always good to be tested. Always. And this is going to test us in more ways than one. What do you think about the All Blacks game? I think the All Blacks got their rust off last week, and what we saw today was more sort of what the All Blacks are about. Mr. Rassi will have a talk to the boys about the discipline in the games. Yeah, discipline has not been great. Give us a sneak peek at what you're looking at. I cannot, Leroy. I cannot, brother. Issues at the breakdown and discipline overall. Boks have to fix this for the Rugby Championship. Hope to see Renzo and Ruan Fenter back in the mix later this year. It's not a bad shot, but I'm glad we're kind of getting the cobwebs and the rust off against Italy, and then, against the Barbarians, Italy, and then Georgia next week should be a walkover. I mean, the Cheetahs made Georgia look very, very average last night. Ended up beating them 24 points to 20. Not exactly the warm-up game that I think Georgia were anticipating. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see. Moni the ball kicking to touch. Oh, what a touch finder. Left-footed. See, that's what people forget about Mani as well, is that he can kick with both feet like Sasha. I don't know if Pollard can kick with both feet. Okay, Springbok line out on the 22 meter. Don't think we're going to be looking at a maul here with 2 forwards out. 4-man line outs. Murat claims. Grant Williams into Andre Esterhazen. Huge gain line. Peter Steff. Grant with quick ball. Malcolm Marx. Malcolm Marx has really stepped it up this game compared to last week. Simon Murat carries it in. Again, doesn't really make too much ground. Peter Steff to Toy. Some good defense here from Italy. Marco van Staden. Marco van Staden's also stepped it up this game. Right? Some language. Ox. I mean, what an impact player. Comes on in the 30th minute. We're looking like we're running out of a little bit of attacking options here. I think we're going to have to shift it wide a bit. Italy again slowing down the breakdown. Can't penalty. Oh, here's finally a yellow card for Italy. Now we can get onto some even playing field. Wales first win in how many games? 18 or 19, somewhere there. Pollard can tackle. I mean, Marnie's been very good on defense as well this game so far. So you got to give him some credit there. Bro, can you come to Northern Ireland? Bro, I'd love to come to Ireland. I'm busy organising something with Owen. Would you prefer Cam Roygard or Grant Williams all day? Me personally, I think they're the best nines in the world at the moment. I mean, you got to remember Anton de Pont. I know he doesn't play in the south, doesn't come down to the south, but Anton de Pont is also there. Scary fact last week. Italy made against us is 4... What? Scary fact last week's score. Italy made against us 4 times the average in the last 16 games. What? Oh, wow. It's a lot. Okay, Springbok 5-meter line out. Italy disrupt the line out a bit, but Springboks have it. Grant Williams looking to snipe. Grant beats two guys, eventually brought down. Italy, very, very good at the breakdown. Still causing us some problems there. But Springboks have another advantage for offside. Grant Williams to Marnie. What can Marnie do? Sends it out wide to no man's land. Makazolo picks it up. Does great. Okay, now we got to get the ball out here. Peter Steph the toy. Here we go. Willie, the magic man. Cut out pass. Oh, forward pass. Edwell would have finished it off beautifully. But it was a forward pass. As an Irish fan, I want to ask you why we do so well recently against the Boks. You guys have a far better team than us, in my opinion, but it seems we just managed to play well. I think you've got to look at the game plans. The game plan the game plan Ireland play seems to get the Springboks a little bit unstuck. We don't know how to play against that Irish game plan just yet. But it's going to be interesting to see the end of year game, Ireland versus Springboks in Dublin, because that's going to tell us a lot. Okay, another 5-meter line out for the Springboks. Marnie le Roux puts the ball into the corner. People are asking for Sasha to come on. I think probably 60th minute Sasha comes on. Ruan Okia up. Great line out for the Springboks. Straight to Andre Esterhazen, who's been an absolute wrecking ball. Oh my word, they do their line out move again in the 22. Yeah, it's just to get penalty advantage. It's extremely clever for Rassie Erasmus. Wow. There we go. Malcolm Marks over. Rassie Erasmus's trick play has worked. Ruan Nokia gets the ball from Grant Williams from a ruck. They do a line out in the middle of the 22. They form a maul, and Malcolm Marks goes over at the back of the maul. Absolutely sensational stuff. Wowza. See, now, do the Springboks have the balls to do these types of moves against the New Zealand and Ireland? Crazy. Rassie Erasmus is a lunatic, but I love it. And they kind of just do it to get the advantage in the 22, and I like it because they either collapse in the maul or they're coming in from the side and we're getting that advantage, which then allows us sort of a free play in the 22. It's very, very clever from Rassie Erasmus. Marnie, let's see if he sticks with his 2-step kick here. And he does. And he drills it. Well done, Marnie. 31-0. Proper stuff from the Springboks here. Boks try with 13 men will demoralize every team, 100%. I want to tell you something in private. Matthew, I can't give you my number, bro. I'm sorry. Anton de Pont is a bit overrated, and I mean, Cam outplayed de Pont in France 2024, but still a lot of credit to de Pont. Williams and Roygard in my eyes. I mean, let's see. The only way we can see is if Anton de Pont is playing at the same time as Cam Roygard or Grant Williams. I mean, we could see We could see Grant taking on Dupont in France, and we also could see Grant taking on Cam Roygaard. Be interesting to kind of see how they compare and match up. Italy kickoff again. Andre Esterhuizen claims a restart once again. Yeah, I think the difference in our lineout this week has been Ruan Nokia. He's very, very good in that 5 jersey at calling the plays, calling the lineouts, calling the right plays as well. So don't underestimate how much of a skill that is. Edwil van der Merwe causing all the havoc in the air. Springboks looking to go wide. Peter Steff, Willie le Roux, what can he do? Makazolo with some space. Good defense by Italy there. Grant to Marnie. They're going wide again. Kanan Moody, what can he do? Finds a little bit of... Oh, would have been a nice offload, but he misses Marco van Staden, who was running a switch there. Willie le Roux, probably going to kick it. Goes wide to Peter Steff. Peter Steff has been loving the space out on the wing there. He's been loving it. Oh, they're causing havoc at that ruck. Grant Williams gets it out though. Yeah, the yellow card, Volkolo's yellow card for a high hit has remained a yellow card, which is good news. Cross kick, up and under. Edwil van der Merwe has been fantastic in the air so far. Again, causing havoc. Almost gets it. Italy do well to recover from there. What are they coming back for? Penalty to the Boks? For what? Hands in the ruck. Hands in the ruck. Owen says this current France team are so overrated. They have won 6 nations out of the last 3 and 1 quarterfinal exit and choked the home World Cup again. If that SA France quarterfinals in Pretoria, yeah, facts. But it wasn't, and the Springboks still won. And if you remember correctly, it was by 1 point in the quarters, semis, and finals. So it wasn't... I mean, a win is a win, and we'll take it. Springboks have gone to the corner again. The territory must be pretty insane. I would like to know what the territory stat is at the moment in the second half, because it feels quite high. It feels high. Guys, we're creeping towards that 40,000 subscriber mark. We're about 180 subscribers away. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can hit 40,000 on this live stream. Let's see if we can do it. What do you rate Artie Severe's? Bro, Artie Severe has probably had one of the most standout years so far as for a rugby player. He went to Moana Pacifica, who were bottom of the log in Super Rugby, and then he's managed to come over to Moana Pacifica, and they've managed to win how many games? I don't know where they finished on the log, but they had a very, very good season. Artie Severe is a very, very special rugby player. Northern Hemisphere media have been saying France are unstoppable for 5 years, and they can't even... Yeah, I agree. I appreciate Ori Bets. Subscribe. Let's go. Everyone hit that subscribe button. Let's try to get to 40,000 subscribers. We're so close. And my big goal for this year is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I promise you we're going to put the work in to do that. We've got a lot of big things lined up. A lot. If you've hit subscribe, then you've hit that like button. Let me know in the comments so that I can thank you guys personally for doing that. 31-0. We're almost halfway through the second half. What are the feelings? What are the feelings so far? I asked midway through the first half, was very positive. Bit negative in the halftime because of the cards and the red cards and whatever. How are we feeling now with the Springboks performance at this current minute? Salman Murat, as I'm saying that, Salman Murat is coming off. Sasha's on. Who's off for Sasha? Gqeberha on for his debut in the number 19 jersey. Who has Sasha come on? I would assume it's for Marnie. Gqeberha is also on. Willie might have gone off. Oh, Marnie's still on, which means Sasha's gone to 15. Willie le Roux off. Ethan Hooker's on at outside center. Now we're going to see. Now it's going to get very interesting. Okay, there we go. Springbok ball, Italy penalty. Let's go. Donovan, thanks for subscribing. Derek, thanks for subscribing. C. Mark Perry, thanks for subscribing. Jazz says, look, it's always fun to have the facts, so subscribe, guys. I've been here for quite some time, so do it and give a thumbs up. Jazz, I appreciate those kind words. Joa, thank you. Appreciate it. Monk's Willie went off. Yeah, I saw that now. 100 caps up for Willie le Roux. Will we see him again? Is the big question. Will we see him again? Celebs Waterworld, I subscribed. Lions cooked today. Lions absolutely cooked today. To keep them to 0, to keep the Australian and New Zealand international invitational team to 0 is very impressive. Let's see if the Springboks can keep Italy to 0. Sasha for Willie. Okay, so Sasha into fullback. Evan Ruas on. Evan Ruas on for Marco van Staden. And Marco has had a phenomenal game compared to last week. He's been one of the standouts. So what's our backline looking like? Kobus Reinach at 9. Marnie at 10. Andre Estesen at 12. Ethan Hooker at 13, getting his debut. As I say that, Ethan Hooker has some space. Great carry by him. Sasha in at 15, which is interesting. Evan Ruas also with a massive carry off of the ruck there. Kobus Reinach to Kobus Visser. Good carry from Kobus Visser. Italy have been very good at ruck time. I want to know the stats on how many turnovers Italy have won. Wow. Craig, subscribe, like from Reading, UK. Let's go. Jordan, really, it's awesome for me. Go on YouTube after work and have some facts. My boss is an ex-Bulls player and his brother played for the Boks. So that's sick. That's very, very cool, bro. I'm glad I can help out. Glad I can help out. But we are going to look to elevate the content a lot in the next 6 to 12 months. Some big, big video ideas. 3 more tries, boys. Come on. Yeah, let's hope, eh? I said my score prediction was 57-10. We're looking semi on track. It could even be better. Okay, an attacking lineout now for Italy in the Springboks 22. Let's see what they can do with it. They are 1 man up. Jasper Visser off with a red card in that first half. Oh, it's scrappy. Picked up by Volko low at the back of the line out. Bumps one out the way. Absolute wrecking ball. Evan Ruiz pick and goes. Gained some valuable meters there. Peter Steph Detoy helps him out. Quibber's looking for someone. Should go straight to Marnie and should be a boot. Nope. Malcolm Marks. Jordan, I moved from Joburg to Oz and I've been watching you since day 1, bro. So everybody subscribe. Much love to this guy. The way it's 246 by me. Let's go, bro. That's dedication to the cause. We need to transition to top 12. The top 14 is too long in the front. The clubs have... But again, yeah, Moody is off. Moody is off for Ethan Hooker. But the top 14 is probably the best league in the world. And as we say that, Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Asenati and Klabakanye are coming on. Who are they going to come on for? Jan-Hendrik Wessels should come on at hooker. Asenati should come on for Volkalo. That's also a league I want to go explore is top 14. The crowds there are phenomenal. Rob, what's up, brother? Sorry I didn't subscribe earlier. Awesome commentary. Thank you. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. There'll be lots of content dropping tomorrow. Lots and lots of videos. I think I'm going to film 3 long form videos. So make sure you guys click those and watch those. I'm going to be putting out a lot of content over the next couple of days around this game and looking forward to that Georgia test match as well as some New Zealand content. Let's see how far we've got with the subscribers, guys. Let's see. We need 155 to get to 40,000. I really want to get there. Let's go. Let's go. Subscribe. Sub up. Okay, 60 minutes in. How are we feeling about this game, Oaks? Give me your thoughts for sort of the first 20 minutes of the second half. What did we think? What did we think? Free kick to the Springboks off a scrum. Sasha, ball in hand, obviously puts it to boot. Oh, Italy have broken straight through. It's on here for them. It's on. Oh, it passes it straight into touch. Fantastic. I'm going to sign off for the evening so I can watch the last few minutes. Thank you for this live stream. We'll be watching tomorrow again. Thanks, Jazza. Appreciate it, brother. Enjoy. 20 minutes to go. My time is a little bit out here, but I will sort that out. Thomas the Toy. Yeah, Thomas the Toy just didn't pitch up today. You saw the impact that Ox made when he came on for Thomas the Toy. Incredible impact. Wins the scrum, led to a try. But I mean, to be fair, the Springboks have done extremely well given the fact that they've had a red card and a yellow card. They haven't conceded a try yet. They've really tightened up the nuts and bolts in defense. The breakdown is still a little bit of an issue, and it is a little bit of a worrying sign. But our lines have been a lot better. Surely that Italian Oak's offside. He must have been offside there. Yeah, there you go. Penalty straight in front of the poles on the 40 meter. It's going to be interesting to see what we do here. Marnie's going to kick for corner, I would assume. Who's my player of the match? That's a fantastic question. Edward van der Merwe has been unbelievable. As I say that, Asenati's on. Jan-Hendrik Wessels is on. Asenati making his official debut. My man of the match, my contenders are Edwall, Grant Williams, Marco van Staden. Everyone else has had kind of a quiet game. Maybe Andre Esthuizen is up there, but I don't know. I think it'll probably be Edwall. It's between Edwall, Marco van Staden, and Grant Williams. Let me know your guys' play of the match. If SA lose, If SA lose and you haven't subscribed, it's your fault. There you go, Ari Betts. I love that. First line out for Jan-Hendrik Wessels malfunctions a bit of an overthrow, and Italy are looking to counter. Lots of space there. Kanan or Edwall. My big three contenders are Marco, Edwall, and Moody. Ruan Nokia 2. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who is man of the match. There hasn't been like a massive standout performer. There's been a couple of like very good performances, but there hasn't been someone who's really put their hand up for that man of the match role. But I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. Who's your man of the match been? About 17 minutes to go. Jan-Hendrik Wessels does fix his mistake. Jan-Hendrik Wessels is a talented rugby player. I will say that. To be able to play prop and hooker is something else. I mean, you couldn't picture like Ox playing hooker. Oh, and it's well taken by Gqeberha. Fetched his own box kick. Grant Williams, man of the match. I'd be watching, but my dad is not sure. I need his VPN. How is Ethan Hooker doing? He's doing good. He's carried the ball twice. He just hasn't got the ball enough, I think. It's going to be a big 17 minutes for him. See what he can do. See what impact he can make. But he does look good in a Springbok jersey. He looks big. And he is a big boy. So let's see. But I think so far overall we can take a lot of positives out of this test match. Marnie doesn't find touch. Eish. Is Sasha going to play it fast? Oh, I thought they were. I thought they were going to play it quick there. But I think lots of positives for the Springboks so far. Lineouts are a lot better. Ruck is still a big problem. Marnie's had a very good game at 10. His kicking hasn't been great, but he's had a very good game, an attacking game at 10. Made a lot of space. Willie had an extremely quiet game. He did assist Edwin van der Merwe's try with a little kick through. But a quiet game. Jannik Gqeberha struggling a little bit with his throws at line out time, but we do retain the ball there. We're going to box kick again. The intent obsessed with rugby and love this channel. Always keep watching. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Ronok here gets it. Gqeberha has made a little bit of an impact since coming off. I don't think we're not getting as clean a ball as we did in the first half. Italy are doing well to sort of mess up our breakdown quite a bit. Edwall trying to get up. Edwall has caused all sorts of problems for Italy in the air, which is a big positive. And it's also a big positive that we sorted out our defense and haven't conceded a try yet. As I'm saying that, Italy are breaking down the touchline. I'd like to see what Italy do against Georgia. I think Italy would beat them quite convincingly. It's a great defense. Ethan Hook. Ethan has played well so far. Hasn't made a mistake, but he's had the ball twice. So I can't really judge him off that just yet. We're going to have to see the last sort of 15 minutes of the game. Mani gets turned at the back. He's going to kick. Yeah. What's the thoughts been on Mani's game? Yeah, that's a great shout, Tabo. We do need Stiana. I accidentally muted myself. My bad, Oaks. My bad. The sound of silence. What I was trying to say is that, yeah, the audio is coming. The audio will be back. I clicked mute on my mic. What I was saying about Mani is that I think he's had a solid game. Obviously, people are going to criticize him about his kicking always. That's always going to be the number one thing people talk about when it comes to Mani le Roux. But I think he's been very, very solid on attack and defense today. Yes, what a hit by Ethan Hooker. My goodness. Woohoo! Massive hit by Ethan Hooker. We end up getting the penalty. Gqeberha takes it quick. He's busy complaining that they weren't 10. And then again at the breakdown, Italy still didn't get a penalty. This breakdown is a big issue. How do we fix it? How do we fix this breakdown problem? You do have to give credit to Italy. You do have to give big credit to Italy for their breakdown work. You have the right to remain silent. Yo, Ethan Hooker put in a massive hit there. A massive hit. There's Vincent Chichuka and Morne van den Berg watching from the stands. Both of them had absolutely unbelievable games last week. Good steal by the Springboks at line-out time. Okay, we're moving to the last 10 minutes of the game. Oh, Edwall in the air. He's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. This ref keeps getting in the way a bit. Backline is off. Philly should have not gone off the field. Look, I'm interested to see Sasha at 15 and see what that's like. I think Rassie Rasmus is just kind of testing stuff out. I want to go to Argentina versus Springboks, Twickenham, because I live in London. That'll be unreal. And it'll feel like a home game. That's how many Saffers are in London. No, I don't think Italy will score a try. I don't think so. Which is exactly what we want, exactly what the complaints were last week, and Springboks have really tightened it up. Thought my daughter ran out. That's funny. Score prediction for Portugal, Ireland. Yes. I think quite a lot. The problem is the whole of the Irish starting lineup is in Australia for the British and Irish Lions. So I don't know. I don't exactly know who's playing for Ireland. I would assume like Sam Prendergast is playing. But I think Portugal give them a good fight. I wouldn't say Ireland run away with it. I would say it's probably a 20-point game, 15 to 20-point game. Jan-Hendrik Wessels has been struggling at line-out time. Why do I have no sound now? There we go. My audio is back. Yeah, Jan-Hendrik Wessels has really been struggling at line-out time. Which isn't a positive because Rassie Rasmus is still looking for that third choice hooker. And I think he really wants it to be Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Rowan Nokia is your man of the match. No Prendergast, but Crowley and Murphy are there. Okay, so pretty decent. Need 2 more tries from the Boks. You on? I'm on. What are we thinking for that Ireland Springbok test in November in Dublin? Big carry from Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Big carry. Yeah, I know he usually plays prop, but he can play hooker. He's been brought into the team as that utility hooker. So, I mean, he needs to be able to throw in at line-out time. It's a little bit of a worry. Guys, there's 10 minutes left of the game. We're 140 subscribers away from 40,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I really want to hit 40,000 subscribers on the stream. So hit that subscribe button. We're so close. As Willie le Roux puts the ball into the corner. There should be another try for the Springboks. People are dancing in the stands. It's annoying because Pendergrass just improved. Yeah, you did run that guy over. Your sound is fine. Yeah, it's perfect now. We go for a maul. Kobus Visser collects it off the top. Gives it back to Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Advantage again for the Springboks. Sasha wide to Makazolo. Makazolo in. Makazolo with a great try. That was all Willie le Roux with the cutout pass to Sasha Feinboom Gumazulu. And then all he had to do was give the ball to Makazolo and he went over in the corner. Jordan, I told you it would have never been 57-10. You're sick. Brew, it's going to be close. One more try and it's 45-0. So it's not too far off. And we've had a red card. Tight game and either of them could win. I'll try to go because I'm half Irish. Yeah, go for it, bro. Can't show the game on YouTube. Yeah, 100%. Subscribe. Let's go. Dream Birch. Appreciate it. Is Ruiz still in the fringe? I think Ruiz is still a fringe player at the moment. I think he is. Ruiz is still a fringe player. He's still got a lot to prove. He's had a solid... He's come off the bench and been quite solid in this game so far. Marnie with the conversion. Can he do it? Slot set. This two-step is working for Marnie. 38. Zip. solid performance from the Boks here. Remember, we have a red card. Remember, we had a yellow card. The fact that we haven't conceded after conceding 21 points in the second half last week kind of shows the story. Kind of tells the story and where Rassie Erasmus and the Springboks mindset's at. Italy picked up a yellow card there. So now it's 14-14. Yeah, two-step Le Bock is the new Handré Pollard, Oaks. Two-step Le Bock is the new Handré Pollard. Call him Percy Montgomery. Call him the new Handré Pollard. It's so good to see. And interestingly, Mani continued kicking and Sasha's on the field. Oh, great tackle by Kobus Reinach. Ivan Roos over the ball. You see, we haven't disrupted Italy's breakdown as much as they've disrupted ours. Ethan Hooker with another great tackle. Yeah, Ethan's having a good game so far. 2 carries, 2 solid tackles. Italy in some space. Cuts back in. Doesn't offload. Oh, surely we get over that, boys. Counter's good, but Italy still have the ball. Come on, boys. We need to keep them out here. We need to keep them out here. Beeb says he played some rugby with Kobus. Was he an absolute beast? Surely. Springboks need to try to keep Italy out here. It would be so nice to give them a little Easter egg. Don't call him New Pollard. Call him Le Bock. Yeah, two-step Le Bock. I like it. I really like it. This is the best phase of play Italy have had. They have looked quite threatening on that counter-attack down the wings. Springboks do use Italy have been complaining so much about head contact and stuff. They need to know that they're not in the Serie A here. We're not playing football. They're trying to create a rugby. Insane. Yeah, I think when you've played rugby with someone who's played provincial level or Springbok level, you just know how much better they are than the average player. And I think that's what Beebs is referring to there in Kobus Visser. Of course, they're playing Sweet Carolina. 3 minutes left, guys. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. And let me know what you thought of the stream. Should we be streaming more? Should we be streaming less? Well, we can't stream less because it's the first stream on the channel. But would you like me to stream more? Would you like me to stream maybe the game as well as maybe one sort of talk show type of thing during the week? Let me know what you guys think. I think it's quite cool that I can give my thoughts and you guys can sort of add to the conversation as well. So let me know what you guys think. Should I live stream the Georgia game next week? Should I maybe do one stream during the week and we can kind of go over the team selection or something like that? Let me know. 3 minutes left. Surely we can hope for one more Springbok try. Kobus Visser with the little grabber. I told my parents to subscribe. Let's go. Yes, the commentary is awesome. Thanks, Dana. Appreciate you, bro. Dev stream the game. Okay. Let's hear what everyone thinks. What's your squad for Georgia? I think we're going to name a completely different side. We're going to give everyone opportunities. That's the game where it's kind of it's almost a little bit of a dead rubber. So we can sort of give Oaks opportunities, try different things. And I feel like Rassie's kind of done that with this game. He's experimented with sort of different plays with people in different positions. And I think we're going to see more of that next week. Might also be an opportunity to bring guys back from injury. Sia Khaleesi could get a couple of minutes in that game. Stream one game every week and stream every Springbok game. Definitely stream more. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Nicola, thanks for subscribing. Okay, maybe we'll do a midweek stream. What do we think? Should I do a midweek stream? Maybe on Wednesday, and we can sort of discuss the Springbok lineup that gets released on the Tuesday, and we can sort of discuss what's going to be happening in that Georgia game. Let me know. Maybe have the commentary softly in the background from the game. Yeah, I'm just scared of copyrighting. Supersport have been quite hectic with copyrights. I agree with you. I would like to do that, but I just don't know. Gqeberha has also had quite a big impact here off of the bench. 1 minute left. Gqeberha with another carry. Willie le Roux has also carried like a beast. He's made some really, really, really good impact. Knock on there from Andre Estesen, but we go back for the penalty. Yeah, let me know. Should we do a stream on Wednesday? Maybe an hour stream? I've quite enjoyed the stream, I'm not going to lie. I'd like not just speaking to my camera, but actually just speaking to you guys and hearing what you guys have to say. Can you speak Afrikaans? Ja, ek kan Afrikaans praat. And also, do you watch Egg Chasers on YouTube? I do watch Egg Chasers on YouTube. We actually made, Tim and I, we did some content last year. So you were both on Springbok sideline. Yeah, we were. Midweek stream discussing potential lineup would be great. Which websites do you suggest that we should watch live games? DSTV. I think it's only video in my opinion. Well, maybe I'll try that for next week, bro. Epic hold with red card. Yeah, absolutely massive, massive effort from the Springboks here. With the red card, 38 points to 0. Okay, it seems quite that you guys want me to live stream some more. Maybe I'll live stream on Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe we do Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. Maybe we bring on a guest. What type of guest would you want to see on a live stream as the Springboks try and finish this game off with a try? Jan-Hendrik Wessels gets taken into touch. I don't think that's a try. Did we have advantage or is that game over? Guys, just before this game ends, please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 40,000. Would you stream from the stadium? Look, I really want to do that. It's not my decision. Let me put it that way. But maybe we can trial that in the URC. Can't believe Wales won. You and Egg Chasers need to do some collabs. Both have huge SA audiences. We'd love to get a weekly video with you guys. Yeah, look, I'll chat to Tim, see what he says. I know he's quite busy with his channel and his French channel and all of that. But let's check. Did Jan-Hendrik Wessels score that? Why not cover as many games as possible? But are you talking about live stream or in terms of making videos? And I'll tell you why I don't make videos about other teams, because I want to garner a South African audience. I want to grow the South African rugby audience within South Africa, which is why you don't see me covering New Zealand games, which is why you don't see me covering British and Irish Lions. So, yeah, it's because I want to grow the game within South Africa. That's why I create so much South African content. First time on your channel, love it. We'll be back next Saturday. Let's go, Albie. Appreciate that, bro. Sorry, but I'm Leinster and Ireland fans. I'm happy about the win against Bulls. Yeah, fair enough. As in watch-alongs. I suppose I could do more watch-along live streams, because I don't think that'll hurt. Let me think about it. But I might play around with live streaming during the week when there's not a game and us just chatting rugby. I think that could be quite cool. Maybe what guest would you want on that can come sit with me on these chairs and chat about the Springboks, about rugby, about the week? Think of anyone. Ex-rugby players, content creators, let me know. Because I can potentially make that happen. Guys, we're about 100 subscribers away from 40,000. Come on, hit the subscribe button, man. Hit it. They're really taking a long look at this Jan-Hendrik Wessels try. Whether it's a try or not. I don't think it's a try. I think the on-field decision was not a try. This was great. It would be fun to see you and your dad. Dad, are you still on the live stream? And I am with him next week. I am with him next weekend. But he's going to be very upset if Willie le Roux is not playing. That's the problem. It's a try. Jan-Hendrik Wessels gets a try in the corner. What a finish by Jan-Hendrik Wessels. 43 points to 0. Conversion to come. I think you can call that a pretty convincing win. Wow. 43-0 conversion to come. I could get anyone to collab. Let me put it that way, I think. Any Springbok or ex-Springbok available and willing. Stream, talk about rugby and post vids about SA. Yep. Does he kick it? Two-step le Bok. Two-step le Bok. He's back. He's so back. Two-step le Bok is the new brand for Manie le Bok. I think that we need to make that a thing. We need to make Manie le Bok is back. Two-step le Bok kicking. So there we have it, Oaks. 45-0. What have your thoughts been? 45-0. A comprehensive performance from the Springboks with a red card, with a yellow card. I'm blown away by how much support this live stream has got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm definitely going to do more of these live streams. I'm going to do one more call to action. Please hit that subscribe button. We're about 100 subscribers away from 40,000, which would be sick to hit it on here with you guys. So hit that subscribe button. What are you guys saying here? You and your dad would be sick. Father and son stream. Make a stream with Brian Abana. Okay, Brian's very difficult to get a hold of, but we can try. Do you think Rassie is moving away from Vincent Koch? Potentially. There is a lot of talent coming in. Was it 3 steps? Dad, but we're gonna start that 2-step le Bok chant. Okay. Dad, are you reading this chat? People want you to come on the live stream next week. Give the people what they want, Dion Buhrs. Give the people what they want. So Manie only missed 2 kicks. Manie did only miss 2 kicks. GG, don't end the stream until you get 40k subs. That's not a bad idea. But I do have videos to make. I said SA win by... Why don't you collab with Squiddage? Yeah, I'm going to. I will reach out to him. Great stuff. Thanks, Dana. Nice one, Jordan. Manie was great too. Come on, Dad. Give the people an answer. Are you gonna come? Are you gonna sit on a couch with me and talk some cuck for next week against Georgia? Manie was good. Manie was really, really good. My dad has given the thumbs up. Laughing face, thumbs up. Okay, fine. It's a date. Next week, father-son stream. Springboks versus Georgia. We will be doing a midweek stream this week, chatting about Springbok lineup, chatting about what we can expect in the Georgia game. Do you see that guy that records himself playing rugby? He's currently playing in SA. Yeah, I have seen that guy. Thanks. Next Saturday again. Could you interview a part of the coaching staff? I could try to do that. Thanks for your time and commentary. Really would be fun to see you both. We'll be on. He's committed. A laughing face and a thumbs up. That is a contract signed. So and here we go. Edward van der Merwe is man of the match. Exactly how we predicted. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. I really, really appreciate it. We will be back next week with a match day stream with myself and my dad. I will be streaming this week. I'll do a show one show this week, and we can kind of see how that goes. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the game in a video tomorrow morning, I think. I don't know. Let me know. Do you want to see my thoughts about the game straight after the game now? Must I sit and make a video and post it? Or must I put it out tomorrow morning? Sometimes I feel like giving a little bit of space, air to breathe is a little bit better. We've also had this live stream, which tens of thousands of people have watched. So let me know. Tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm leaning towards tomorrow morning. You guys let me know. Edward played fantastic. Thomas the Toy wasn't great. Agreed. It's going well. Thank you. Good stream. Go Bokke. Let's go. My first time watching stream. This is my first stream, so it was my first time presenting a stream. I think it went pretty well. I enjoyed myself. Time flew. Kane and Moody also had a great game. Hello from Hungary. Thanks, Dylan. Thanks for joining. Now, post it now. Okay, people want me to post it now. Thought I was gonna go have some dinner now, enjoy myself. Now I'm gonna go record my thoughts. All right, guys, let me go do that. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been unreal. I will see you guys midweek for a stream, and I'll see you next week for a stream with my dad. That's hilarious. Cheers, Oaks.